We talking about practice.
This is the hottest sports show that's not a sports show. Let's have a conversation. What up, world? Welcome to Talk About Practice, a sports show that's not just a sports show, but where we sit down and have conversations with compelling people. I'm your host, the almighty Merz. Shouts to our sponsor, Sauce, where the drip is different. You can find cannabis supplies in 3 states, Nevada, California, and Massachusetts. Check your local dispensaries or visit their site, sauce.supply. They got a bunch of cool shit. Today we got a dope-ass episode. I promise. I know my guy right here for several years. Head coach of Pinecrest Sloan Canyon girls basketball. Also the head coach for Las Vegas Storm national team. He's a former pro basketball player. He also trains and develops athletes, all ages, even pros themselves. Former Nevada Wolfpack basketball alum, father, Oakland, California native. North Oakland, my fault. North Oakland, California native. Make some noise for my boy, Coach Shay Johnson, ladies and gentlemen.
What up? Had some fun.
Yes, sir. Yes, how you been, man? You good?
I'm always good. I can't complain about anything.
Let's get it.
That's just me.
I know we just talked earlier. That's exactly what you said. Did you do anything this summer? Because I know you travel, bro.
Yeah, we had a tournament run. So we hit Chicago and Orlando this year, which was really good. Went out to Phoenix and did Dallas in the spring. Very interesting summer, but it was a good summer nonetheless.
Yeah.
And then I don't have a lot of personal time, but I can say I was recently in Puerto Rico, so that was good.
Fire. I've never been there. What was it like?
It was decent.
Yeah.
Like I had a good time. I went for my birthday, so it was straight.
Okay, dope, dope. Your birthday's what, in June?
August 15th.
August. Shit, I'm way off, man. Shit, happy belated birthday, man.
Appreciate it.
What's your favorite thing about Puerto Rico?
I don't know. I've been falling in love with just places that have actual culture.
Yeah.
So going out there and just catching the vibe out there and just seeing how people move out there was pretty dope. So anything culture related where it's, we're kind of in Vegas where there's not a ton of that other than the gambling nightlife scene, but that part of it was pretty dope.
Yeah.
And the food was amazing. Everywhere I ate was.
What's like I can't even think of Puerto Rican food. Like is it more like Caribbean style? Is it Hispanic?
It's I want to say it's a Caribbean Hispanic style of food. But it's good. They do a good job with flavors and, a lot of chicken, a lot of beef, a lot of pork. Same as anywhere else, but just small details, a lot of rice. But everything was really, really good, though.
Yo, excuse my ignorance. I actually have no idea where Puerto Rico is on like.
It's like southeast of Florida.
Like I know it's so it's like is it a Caribbean island? Would they consider it that or?
Got me there. Let's just say yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just say
because we don't know.
It ain't too far from the DR.
Yeah.
So it's all in that St. Thomas area.
Okay. Yeah. I got you. Is it because I know it's like I'm asking you like everything about politics in Puerto Rico, but I know it's like it's a US I don't know.
Territory.
It's a territory. Is like what are the laws like? You obviously you could drink out there.
Yeah, no,
is weed legal and shit or what?
It might be. I don't dabble, so I don't know, but it might be. It's a US territory. They spend dollars out there, so I would assume it's not too different than what it is here.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Got it, man. Your son's hooping for San Diego State. How's it gonna look for him this year, man?
He has a great opportunity to get a lot of good things done.
Yeah.
He had I wouldn't say a hard first 2 years, but it's a process.
Yeah.
And he's kind of figuring it out. And we had a lot of really good conversations over the summer about just being mentally prepared.
Yeah.
Because that's usually the hardest adjustment for kids going to college is just being mentally ready. So I think he should be ready to go and have some impact for them. They have a good core coming back, so I don't know if they're going to make it to the national championship again, but I know with the coaching staff they have there and the guys that are returning, they should be all right. But for him, it's a really good opportunity for him to step in and do some good things. So I'm looking forward to him getting a lot of time on the floor, and he's pretty excited about it too.
Did he talk to you about his experience at the Final Four making it up there just the whole tournament?
He was just soaking it all in. Yeah. Obviously, he wanted to contribute a lot more. Yeah. But like I kind of explained to him, you can't be mad with the situation. Like everything they did or didn't do allowed them to make it to the national championship. So he understood that when the season ended. So he enjoyed it. Obviously, he wants to get back so he can get out there and perform at a high level. But he had a good experience, and he kind of sees that what that looks like. Right. So, like I said, hopefully he's a lot more prepared and ready to go and can kind of make some things happen for himself.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Because he's like 6'10". I think I was reading.
He's taller than me now.
Crazy. That's
Said
crazy.
It on camera, so it's true. But yeah, he's taller than me now. But he's a really good athlete. He has a high basketball IQ. So he just got to put it together.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on this? Because obviously the transfer portal has been a big topic of discussion since it started several years ago. Obviously he's still playing at San Diego State. So you have those conversations with him? Did he ever come to you man, I don't know if I want to be here. I want to go somewhere I can play more or what?
He never said that. And I don't think it even really crossed his mind. Yeah. But just talking to other people around it that don't really understand the situation. Yeah. They returned a defensive player of the year. He came back for his post-grad year. He won defensive player of the year again. And like I said, the lineup they had or the groups that they had in rotation allowed them to play in a national championship. Yeah. So where would you go? Right. Is what I tell other people. What situation do you think would be better? He's still young. Turns 20 in a week or so he's still really, really young. Yeah. He's in a situation where guys can make stuff happen. He has a great coaching staff that truly believes in him. It just didn't make sense. So we never really had that conversation about him transferring. It never. I know he was frustrated, like any kid would be, about not playing, but also just understanding the moment. So that not for discussion. It just wasn't a topic of discussion between me and him.
Just parents in general. Sometimes they, in the culture now with basketball, I feel like kids aren't happy with their situation. The first thing they might want to do is leave or go to another team, even at the high school level.
I have such strong opinions about the transfer portal and just not really understanding everybody. I don't think people really get what's required when you go to some of these schools. Yeah. And I think a lot of people push kids to certain levels that they're truly not prepared for. Yeah. And I think parents do a really good job of being dishonest with their kids. So you get put in a situation where you go to a college and your expectations are so high because everybody told you how great you were. Yeah. And then you get there and then there's harsh realities. And a lot of it has to do with stuff that goes on in the AAU world. Right. So there's a lot of factors, but just understanding how the transfer portal was blown up only lets me know that a lot of people were told one thing, expecting one thing, and then when they got to the real situation, they weren't mentally prepared for that. And we're in a world where a lot of kids just don't want to work for anything. Right. So
through that.
you get to a school and they not kissing your ass no more, and you're a freshman, and you have to earn everything. It's different, and I don't know. Some parents are okay with letting their kids bounce around. Right. I couldn't see myself being okay with that. You made this decision, let's figure out a way to make it work. Yeah. And whatever that means or however that looks, just figure it out. And I think for a lot of parents, it's hard to see your kids struggle. So I don't know. It's like I said, I got a lot of strong opinions about the transfer portal. It is what it is, especially with NIL deals now. People are chasing money. So
exactly.
Yeah, it's funny.
I feel you because I got it's two ways for me because I do have an older mentality when it comes to sports in general, especially at the, I guess, youth, college level. you know, when you get there, or, you know, we were always taught as kids, like, suck it up, you know, like, work hard. If you're not happy with your playing time, get in the gym, you know. If you're not happy with your coach, get to know your coach, like, you know, things like that. And then the other part of me is telling me, like, I do like the fact that kids have the opportunity to find a better place, you know, just like if you're at a job, you know what I mean? Like, if you're not happy with your job, you're not happy with the way you're being treated, you have the choice to leave.
There's definitely both sides of that coin. And I get that part of it too. Like, I'm pretty sure my scholarship was a guaranteed 4 years. So I understand the importance of the portal from a coach's standpoint, because before, these coaches were locked in with these kids for 4 years, right? Yeah. So the portal allowed coaches to have some say on who they want on their roster.
Right.
But I think a lot of it now is just these kids not necessarily going somewhere where they shouldn't have gone, but just a lot of them get pushed into certain situations.
Yeah, true.
So I'm fine with kids who go to certain schools and, like, it may not be the right situation, or the chemistry with the coach just isn't there.
Yeah.
Or you're just not the right fit. I get all that. But I feel like that's the minority in those situations.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I don't know. But I've talked to kids who've gone through the portal. So I know what it looks like and what it can be.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's definitely both sides of the coin. I just think kids, because I always look at it, I guess because I'm a coach now, like, no coach wants to lose. No coach wants to have a kid just sitting right on their bench. These coaches want to win, and their livelihood is on the line.
Exactly.
Right?
It's way different, yeah.
So because I look at it that way, I'm maybe partial to the coach's point of view, but I do know that a lot of kids get pushed into places where it's not the right fit for them.
Yeah.
And then they get there and it's like, it's not working out.
Right.
I understand. You do have to make a move, but a lot of it is, I thought I was this, I get here, I'm that, I don't like that.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Do you think, I mean, obviously we know the answer to this, but, like, the club team you're playing for, the relationship your head coach has with specific schools, maybe if you're playing for EYBL and you got the, you know, you're a Nike kid, so to speak, obviously you're probably more leaning towards Nike with the recruits and all that stuff. Is that one of the big things you think is pushing kids to the wrong place?
I think before NIL deals, yeah.
Yeah. And right now it's like this, the bag.
And now it's just whoever can afford me.
Yeah, exactly.
But before that, yeah, I think there's a little bit of pressures that come from that. Like, when I played, I was on the Adidas circuit. EYBL didn't exist when I played. The Adidas circuit at the time was a top circuit, so you have conversations with coaches who have programs that were Adidas programs, and you kind of can understand where they're coming from. But before NIL, yeah, you would have a lot of that, especially on the men's side. There's a lot of that going on, and it's starting to trickle over to the girls' side. But the NIL deals changed everything.
Yeah, I feel that, man. It's crazy what some of these kids are making, man. Because I went to when I went to one of my conferences in Miami, one of the biggest topics that we were talking about was NIL, and it was insane how much money some of the top players were receiving. It was like, man, what's the point of going pro? Like, you could
some of these kids, like, kids are now brands.
Yeah, 100%.
Which is weird to think of.
Right.
Like, kids are their own entities. Kids are their own LLCs, and kids, like, they have all this stuff going on, and money's just getting thrown at them. Now, again, not every kid.
Right.
But there are a bunch of kids who are put in those situations, and then, like, I guess with the NIL, you still want to, like, those kids are more times than not going to be pros.
Right.
So they're still looking at that, but life gets a hell of a lot easier when I'm a freshman on campus and I got 7 figures in my account.
Yeah. 100%.
That's a different situation.
Yeah, you can do it for 3 more years and get the same bag. Yeah. Because I know you probably seen it. It was like a blurb that came out last week when USC Caleb Williams. His dad was saying, because the Cardinals are trying to tank or whatever. They want the first pick, but they're not happy if Caleb goes number 1 to the Cardinals. So his dad's like, well, we don't mind staying another year to see what the situation's like. And you think about it like, well, I get it because he's gonna get paid regardless. He doesn't need the money.
Well, and before it was, especially in football, was try and get out as quickly as possible to avoid injury.
Exactly.
And now look, I'll be all right.
Yeah, 100%. And if they're smart with their money, man, it could stretch just with the money they make from college. It could stretch. So it's crazy how NIL has changed. Just even the recruiting level, transferring, and the transition from college to pros. Yeah. I want to kind of touch into AAU basketball and high school basketball, Nevada specifically. We both coached in all levels, middle school, high school, club. But there's definitely some stigmas with club ball I want to touch on. I've actually always wanted to talk about this publicly, but never really had the platform. But now that we're here, I guess we could do it. The first thing I want to touch on with club basketball is like, what's your take on the movement of kids? Just like they're not happy with this team, they're going to another team. Obviously, we talked about it earlier, but like I want to know how you feel. Like, do you even care, or is it like how do you feel about that in reality? Because I used to kind of get my feelings about it. Like, man, he leaving.
So this is my take on that, and it is what it is, right?
Yeah.
A lot of programs, and I try not to talk about other programs. I try everybody that really knows me knows I just live in my bubble, right? So I'm saying this all with a grain of salt. A lot of programs have this my kid mentality, right?
Yeah.
This is my kid. I've been with this kid since they were in the 6th grade. Like, that's the mentality.
Right.
I don't have that mentality. As a coach, as a trainer, I don't have that mentality.
Right.
Right. I only care about whatever kids are in my gym, and like that's it. Kids come and go. Yeah. Right. We've had situations with the program I'm with where, like, if you're a guard, we have a ton of guards. We're all fighting for minutes, right?
Right.
And the teams that I coach, our circuit is a little bit different because we try to just play in front of coaches, right? So if I have a 10-kid roster, I want every kid to have their opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Some kids feel like I want to just be on the floor the entire time. I get it. I 1,000% understand. That doesn't happen, and you're not happy with what you're getting. It is your right as a player and as a parent to pull your kid.
Right.
If that's the situation, right? And so in the very beginning of my coaching AAU, yeah, it did look like you're being disloyal. Yeah. Right? That's just a natural thing. But as I got into it, I just started to I can't worry about a kid that's not in my gym.
Yeah, that's true.
So if you're here and you're committed to what we're doing, great. If this is not the place for you, or if you feel like you need to go and make a move, I'm only going to wish you the best. I hope everything that you're looking for outside of these walls work out however you want them to. On the other side of that, there are some kids that just have more AAU jerseys in their closet than necessary. And those are the kids that baffle me. Yeah. Right? Because now I'm like, what is it you're looking for?
Yeah.
We can't please you, right? No one can please you. So in that regard, I get it. But every kid has an opportunity, every parent. Like, I'm the pull your kid advocate.
Yeah.
Because I only want people that want to be here.
Right.
Right. So if it's not the right situation, and like, we're not perfect.
True.
And I don't think there's
no other team is out there. Yeah.
I don't think there's any, like, even at the highest level for EYB, like, there's so much movement. Not to throw a name, but like, I used to play for the Oakland Soldiers.
Yeah.
So I know the coaches and I keep up with them, but there are kids that would, even at that level where the Soldiers have a national platform, right? They're one of the biggest names in terms of AAU. and kids are bouncing around off of that program. So if it's happening at that level, it's gonna happen anywhere, right? So it's really, some kids get it and find their niche. Some parents just find a reason to be upset, or whatever it is, the business is bad or what inconsistent. Like, I get it, but I can't say never. As of late, and I mean like the last 5 or 6 years, I just
really don't give a fuck no more.
I don't care. Like, I only wish you the best, because my interest is only it's really like, I'm so about the kids, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But like, that's all I care about. So if you're cool, if you're with us, cool. If you're not, I'm one of them dudes, like, I'm still gonna high five you. I'm on Instagram. You get an offer, I'm still gonna repost. Like,
I noticed that for sure.
I don't care. I root for every kid to make it out of this situation. Earning a scholarship is really hard. So if you're not getting it with my program and you go somewhere else and you get it, great. Yeah. Congratulations. Like, that's all I want for you.
Yeah.
So I don't care. As long as the places they go, now this is different. Right? As long as the programs that they go once they leave my program are enticing them, that's different, right? Because a lot of times they're being dishonest. They don't know that you haven't been in our gym.
Right.
You haven't come to one practice. You don't know anybody over here. So that's completely different, right? In terms of programs just trying to go and poach kids, I'm not cool with that.
Yeah.
But if a kid goes through that situation and it doesn't fit or it doesn't work, or we build these rosters and you feel like you should be on this team and we put you on this team and you don't, like, I get it.
Yeah.
Make a move.
Yeah.
And go somewhere where you can get those minutes you're looking for. Like, I want that for you.
Yeah.
But nah. About a kid leaving, I don't care. But program poaching,
because there's a lot of that shit that goes on.
It's weird.
Because I hear it. I when we used to be in the circuit all the time, even before we were coaching together with Storm, I'd see it. I'd hear about it. Like, coaches would come to me and talk to me. For whatever reason, coaches love to tell me their business, bro. Like, like I didn't know anyone else in the city, bro. So I used to hear some wild shit about, people would tell me about something, whether it was negative or positive, about everybody in the city. It was one of those things where you kind of just have to, like, learn for yourself type of deal. It's in terms of coaches. So if I'm hearing it, I can't imagine what they saying to the kids, bro.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of the coaches too, sometimes they in it for their own self. So one of the biggest problems I saw was there was always sometimes the emphasis of winning would kind of kill a kid's development, especially in those ages, bro. Like, it's crucial, middle school up into high school. It's crucial for their development, man. Some coaches will just do whatever to win, whether it's stay in a 2-3 zone all day, not teach them, help side, man-to-man defense, or whatever the case may be.
It's funny because I was literally thinking about that the other day. And I went on Twitter, not that I have a huge following on Twitter, but I went on Twitter and asked, especially on the circuit, is winning more important than developing?
Right.
Right. And got some interesting feedback from some places or from some people, but like, I've lost games because I understand that I only played this kid 4 minutes in the first half.
Right.
And this kid needs to get on the floor. I've lost games for that.
Right.
Right. And I have to deal with parent backlash and, director back. Like, come on, man. How you, like, listen, if it's about the kids, right? So, it's the winning is a business decision, right? If your program is posting trophies and we won this tournament, right? We won this tournament. Like, that's how you gain kids. That's how you gain notoriety, right? That's a business decision. So I get it. But at the expense of a kid's development, I will never understand.
Yeah.
Like, I understand the importance of winning. I'm probably the worst loser there is. I hate losing. You seen the movie Moneyball?
Yes.
Okay, yes. When he said, I hate losing more than I like winning,
yeah,
that's the first time somebody articulated how I felt.
Right.
And
that's truth though.
I hate losing.
Yeah.
Right. But at the expense of a kid, or not at the expense of a kid, but for a kid to get time on the floor, for them to earn themselves a scholarship or earn themselves some schools wanting to follow them throughout their, their high school career.
Right.
I can live with that.
Yeah. Everybody
can't do that. And yeah, I want to win every game. But I still have to play this kid.
Yeah.
It's only fair to them. They put the work in. I have to trust them. And sometimes it works out for a win and sometimes it doesn't. But prioritizing winning over a kid's development would never be okay with me.
Yeah.
So
a lot of these coaches think it is, man, because
it's the most important thing to a lot of these coaches.
They got to win. You know?
And not to shoot shots at anybody, but like for some, this is the only level that they've won, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
As a coach now, they didn't accomplish much as a player or whatever the case may be. Like they thrive off that.
Yeah.
And that's something they need to fulfill whatever void they had in their life. Like I've seen coaches on the circuit go nuts for a win. And I'm like, bro, it's not about you.
Right. Right.
Like I get the celebration, but like this is day one, game two, and like you ain't even in the championship round. And like, but they're so eager to get this win. And I'm talking about, when I'm saying going crazy, they're not even celebrating with the kids. They just up and down the sideline, hooting and hollering. And I'm like, bro, you didn't play 1 minute. Like you didn't make one shot. Like I don't know. It's just, as much as I love to win, and I do, never at the expense of a kid.
Yeah, no, I feel you. I played against coaches like that. I used to be like that too. When I first started, I was like, we gotta get this dub. Like that was,
everybody.
Obviously,
I was the same way too.
It's still like that too. Like if I were to get back to coaching, definitely I want to get the dub. But like I think one of the biggest things for me when I started was like the development. Because when I got my first school, the kids weren't like you could tell they could hoop, but they had no development. Like I had to really teach them the game. And I think what the dope thing about that was for me was it translated. It started to translate into wins.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
That's usually how it works.
Yeah, it translated into wins when they learn how to trap correctly or learn how to recover, learn how every zone, not just the 2-3, learn how to play man, full court press, all that shit, learn the pick and roll offense. Like when I started to like look at the game like that, to me, when I started coaching at the AAU level, it became fun when I started playing against coaches that were just wanting to win. Because then, like, if I always like knew if I can get the game within a couple baskets with like 2 minutes left, we're probably gonna win that game.
Yeah,
because I just really was trying to like prove myself that I know how to coach at a tight situation, X's and O's and all that. But definitely, man, I think development is 100% important because that's the most important time for kids to develop is that age. You know,
it's really one of those things where you have to get kids to understand that these moments, right, are only preparation for bigger moments, right? So if kids have good understanding of just simple stuff, traps, hard closeouts, box outs, rebound, like that turns into like then everything just starts to make a lot more sense. And like you said, a lot of coaches crumble in the last 2 minutes, 3 minutes of the game. So that's how you tell who kind of gets it is tight games, last 2-3 minutes, understanding possession, understanding time and score, understanding who's on the floor. And you get a lot of that by taking L's.
Yeah. True. I remember one time we were in Chicago, and I think it was the only win I got from my team. I don't know what level we were doing. It was probably 16s or whatever. I just decided to just do a trap half court zone the whole game because it was destroying the other team. So and it wasn't a bad team we were playing, but it was a close game, whatever. We ended up winning. But I remember towards the end, you like called me over and was like, you pointed at a kid. It's like, you gotta get her in the game. And I just remember in my mind, I was like, no, she don't even want to play basketball no more. And I look over at her mom, and she was texting the whole game. She wasn't even watching her kid play.
Right.
Or the game.
Right.
And I noticed this throughout the whole tournament and even other tournaments prior.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up putting her for like 1 minute and I took her ass out. But so I got her in the second half. But after that win, I had an hour and a half hour conversation with the parents.
Yeah.
After.
Yeah.
Why didn't she play? And I told the mom, I said, you didn't even look. She did play. Not a lot.
You missed it.
But she did play. Yeah. And I told her, I said, your kid doesn't want to play ball no more. That's what's going around.
Right.
So you guys are just wasting money. I did the whole spiel. I remember going back up to the room and everyone was laughing at me and shit. Like, bro, what took you so long? I said, I had to talk to the parents. Like, yeah, we seen it.
It's part of it too.
Yeah, I hated that part, man. That shit, I was not ready for that coming into coaching.
Yeah.
I didn't think parents were going to, I didn't even think about parents, to be honest with you. I thought they just left your ass alone.
Hell no. Because like you said, it's a financial obligation, right?
It's a lot of money.
It's a ton of money.
Yeah.
Especially for, Chicago's a big trip. It's a big tournament.
Yeah.
So, they're looking at everything.
Yeah.
And like, why didn't my kid play? And I've had those even on our national team, like you have those conversations and parents want which is, it is what it is. Like, I get it. I wouldn't want my kid to just sit, but I also have to understand it's a reason.
Yeah.
Like, what's the reason?
Yeah.
Right? I don't have any personal ill will towards any of these kids. So if I'm not trusting them on the floor as much as you would like and they would like, have you thought for 1 second as to why that might be?
Yeah.
Parents don't do that often.
Right.
There are some that get it and like, no, my kid does need to get in the gym. But there are a lot of parents, we call them, dad goggles or mom goggles. They just see their kid as like, that's my baby and she's sad because she's not playing, never once understanding like that it's a reason.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a reason. There's always a reason, man.
Always a reason.
Yeah.
Again, hyper-competitive person. I want to win.
Yeah.
So if your kid's not on the floor for the amount of time that you feel are deemed necessary, probably a reason.
Right.
And it's not personal, just they may not be ready for that level. A lot of it is like preventing self-destruction, right? Like, look, there's coaches here. I don't want your kid to look that bad.
Right.
In every game. Maybe today, pull them out, whatever, we can correct it down the line, but like sometimes I'm saving your kid.
Yeah. True, yeah, because they're not ready yet.
But, we're wrong because they spend that money and they, we're at these events and it's $1,500 or $2,000 trip because XYZ, and I understand. I get it, but I want every kid to play.
Yeah, I feel that. Well, sometimes to an extent. I want every kid to play, but when they're ready, like where the space is ready for them.
Yeah,
you know
100%. 100%.
Like there's times where I feel like they're not ready for it, or and it's weird because like in club ball, you kind of have to do that, which I'm not a big fan of.
Right.
But you kind of have to do that because, like you said, they spend the money and you want to try to give the kid the opportunity at the very least.
But also,
especially if they come to practice.
Yeah, and also it is experience that is tangible, right? Like they can get something out of those moments. And I see it year after year. There are kids that one summer come back a completely different kid, right? Maybe didn't play much the summer before, and that might have flipped the switch like, oh, I do need to get better.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen often. I wish it happened every time, but it doesn't happen often.
It should happen every time.
But some kids take that and understand, and especially with me, like I try and be as honest. Well, not try and be. I'm probably the most honest about basketball-related things than anything else. But I have to let kids know, like they're like this is the XYZs of you sitting on the bench. Like it's more on you than it is on me.
Yeah.
And tell your parent that on the way.
On the way out. Car. Nah, AAU and just youth sports in general, man. It's definitely not just a Vegas thing. But I mean, sometimes I feel like coaches too have rivalries with each other more than the kids. Like they just care about.
I couldn't care less.
Yeah, but see, man, I could tell you, like, there's definitely some coaches out there, man.
No, I get it. I've had coaches have one-sided beefs, and I'd be like, you. Like, really?
Yeah.
You were, okay, hey, well, okay. Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah. Let's talk about your hoop journey. Like you said earlier, you played in North Oakland. You played with Nevada, with the Wolf Pack. You played with JaVale McGee. He went 18th to the Wizards. Armand Johnson was on your guys' squad.
He was a freshman.
Got drafted to the Blazers a couple years after JaVale did. What was your journey? Did you enter the draft?
My journey's a little weird, right? So,
because everyone's got a different way, you know? It's not all the same.
So well, just to touch on college, like we'll get there. Yeah. So my basketball journey is a little weird. Like I started playing seriously maybe 6th grade, so about 12. But I'm a neighborhood kid, right? So we were always playing basketball, football, baseball, whatever.
Right.
But the first club I played for was called the Oakland Rebels. That was the first AAU program I played for. But like I was telling you earlier, we have rec centers, and you would play for a rec for, all the sports, right? So the rec that was closest to me was Popular. It was called Popular. So we did every sport there.
Yeah.
But I started a club with the Oakland Rebels, which they're a pretty historic program throughout California, and terrible. I was just really bad at basketball.
Yeah.
Had some talent. You can have some natural talent, but I was just trash. I don't know how else to put it. Like
Were you tall as a kid?
Yeah, I was. Yeah. I wasn't like freakishly taller than everybody, but like I was pretty tall.
Right.
Growing up, my dad was 6'6". My mom's, she was 5'11". She's shrinking now, like most people do. But so my parents were both, pretty tall. My dad hooped, played at Humboldt State. He's from Richmond, California. But so it was in me, right? My mom was a track athlete and a cheerleader. Don't understand the cheerleading thing, but so yeah, I was terrible, right? And I remember going to middle school that was known for having like a lot of success in basketball. So I didn't play 7th grade year,
right?
Because I didn't think I was good enough. And then a couple of my friends talked me into playing my 8th grade year, and I think that season I scored 8 points on the
whole season.
Terrible.
How many games?
Did a lot.
Oh damn!
And then that was like it was a lot. But I just wasn't good.
Yeah,
right?
No, I feel it.
So that summer, and what was crazy is like I remember the Coach W. He came to me and was like, put his hand on my shoulder and was like, "Man, I just needed some size." Yeah. And like that's how I made the team. Yeah. It's because I was tall, right? It didn't register until later in my life, but like that triggered something in me because I was like, bro, I wasn't really like, I didn't make the team because I was good. I made it because I was tall.
Yeah,
I never wanted my height to be a reason I was chose for anything. Right. So that summer, going into my freshman year, like me and my boy Deuce and guys I grew up with, Rob and Phil and Leon, like we just hooped all summer.
Right.
Me and Deuce would go to Cal Football Stadium, run bleachers and stairs, and like I just put the work in. I remember my mom had a friend who was a coach at another high school. He was sending some kids to this camp in San Diego.
Yeah.
And was like, yeah, you should send Shay to the camp. And I'm like, I'm not going to no camp, bro. Like, I just scored 8 points in the entire middle school season. Like, I'm not, no.
Yeah.
And like they punked me into going. And I remember going there and walk in and like, what grade are you going to? Yada yada. I'm like, I'm going to the 9th grade. Sent me to the end. It was at San Diego State. Sent me to court number 6. And we're going through the skill stuff, and I got through that fine, and it was time to play. And like I just went crazy. I had might have dropped 40. Like I just went nuts.
Yeah.
And I remember the camp director coming over and being like, "What are you doing down here? You should be on this end of the floor." Yada. I'm like, "Bro, you told me to come down here." And like I had a really good camp.
Yeah.
And when I'm kind of old, so this was like the start of the internet. lead a camp, school starts, and then stuff starts coming in online, like top 30 freshmen in the West Coast and blah, blah, like all this. My name's popping up, and I'm like, oh, shit, like I kind of, start feeling myself, and I get to high school. I went to Oakland Tech, get there, and it's time for basketball, and I walk in the gym. He's like, what grade are you in? Like, I'm a freshman. Go to the other court. I'm like, what?
Damn.
Okay, whatever.
Were you the tallest at the time?
I was pretty tall. There was a guy, Mark. He was like 6'5", 6'6". So my freshman year, so the end of my 8th grade year, I was like 5'10".
Oh shit. Okay.
Start of my freshman year, I was 6'6".
Damn.
Yeah. So I shot up over that summer, which helped, right?
That is wild, man.
So yeah, I was 6'6" when I got on campus.
Yeah.
And Mark was about 6'6", and my boy CB, he was like 6'5". So we had some tall guys.
Had some size, yeah.
But I'm like 150 pounds. I was super skinny, right?
Yeah.
So, but I was killing the little JV run that they put me on, and he snatched me over to the varsity side, and like it was kind of history after that.
Right.
I didn't start right away. Mark was starting ahead of me, but I think he got hurt. And
were you getting training, or were you just hooping every day?
Was no training, bro.
Yeah,
like that wasn't even a thing. Like it was like go play against the old dudes. Like
that's
like it's so funny. Even as a trainer, it's so funny. Because I'm like nobody. Like when I'm telling you, it was just me and my boys hooping every day.
Yeah,
like that's all it was.
Right.
We get our ass kicked. We go to the next spot. We go win some games. I would work on my game, but I didn't have. I went to a few workouts here and there, but it wasn't like I had a trainer.
Right.
Hell no. First of all, nobody was doing that back then. 1, 2, my mom wasn't gonna pay for that.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah, no one was training back then, man.
Bro, my mom didn't even come watch me play when I was in middle school.
Right.
She saw me play when I was playing in rec, and she was like, I'm not coming to any more games till you're good at basketball. I swear to God.
Damn, so it wasn't even on some like I gotta work shit. It's like
I'm not watching that shit.
Damn.
So when I got to Tech, like I was hooping.
Yeah.
Like she started coming to the games, and like she was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
But like, nah, trainer, nah, that wasn't real.
Right.
It wasn't. It didn't make no sense.
Yeah.
Why you just can't go out there and put the work? I might be killing my clientele, but like, why you just can't go out there and put the work in, right? So yeah, no trainer.
But it's true though, what you're saying, because I used to tell kids all the time, man, like, well, we doing 2 hours, we doing an hour, what you get out of practice, what you get with your trainer, that shit don't, like, you gotta go to the park after
enough.
that,
it
man.
will never be enough.
Yeah, you gotta go play, like, go get some experience, like, yeah, go play with some kids that are tougher than you, that are bullying you on the court, like, that's how you get better, in my opinion, man.
So we did we would do the math at practice, and I would tell kids, like, look, you guys are in this gym for 6 hours a week.
Yeah, that's nothing, man.
When in the summer, we were doing 10-hour days.
That's wild.
Like we would get up.
That's a lot. Yeah.
We would get up. My cousins would come. My boys would come. We would go find a park at 10 because every park had times where they ran.
Yeah.
So we would go to this park at 10, go to this park at 1, get on the bus, go get some food, go to this park, go to this run, and then it's 8, 9 o'clock, go home, go to sleep, and then the next day do it again.
All over again, man.
That was the summers.
Yeah.
It was just hoop all day, hoop all day, hoop all day. And like now, I don't know. I guess there's not enough time in the day anymore.
Nah, these kids ain't doing shit but playing ball. None of them work. Maybe some do, but none of them work.
No.
So you got to, you were in high school?
Yeah. So
made varsity first year?
Yeah, made varsity my freshman year. And I was okay. Like I think I averaged maybe like 8 or 9 points.
Yeah.
But we were senior heavy.
Right.
So the next year, we were terrible.
Yeah, because it was just
we were
just you guys.
Yeah, we weren't very good. But I got a lot better. So my sophomore year was like the first year I learned how to like not carry a team. I don't want to say carry, but like try and lead a team and be a leader. Because we had my guy Mondo Surratt who played at University of Miami.
Dope.
But then he transferred to USF. But really good guard.
Yeah.
So it was like me and him, and then some of the older guys. But like I was coming into my own. And then junior year, like stepped it up big time. And then started getting a lot of like national attention. And then going into my senior year, like everything was working how I wanted to work, right? I had offers from practically every school except for the one I wanted to go to, which was Kentucky. That was my number one. And I'm telling head coaches, no. Anyone out there, if you're being recruited, do not tell head coaches you do not want to attend their school. Just don't do that.
Yeah.
Because I was doing that.
And I seen a post you did of all the letters you got. You had like Kansas on there, Iowa, Stanford.
No, every school. Every school. Yeah. And I'm telling these schools, nah, I'm going to Kentucky.
I'm waiting for the blue school, the blue school.
And this is where I learned the business, right? There's two sides of recruiting. Where you want to go and who wants you, right? So me and my boy Chuck Hayes, it's online somewhere. We were on record, like we're going on our visits to Kentucky together, yada, yada, yada. So I remember senior year, school's in, and he calls me. He's like, hey, Tubby's coming to the crib. I'm like, man, that's dope. Yeah. He lived in Modesto. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I'm thinking in my head, like, all right, he got to fly into Oakland. So either he going to see me on the way in or on the way out.
Right.
So I'm just sitting by the phone. Waiting. And he called me, Chuck called me and was like, hey, man, I committed. I'm going to Kentucky. I'm like, that's what's up. Like, we on our way.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting on my call. And I get a call from the assistant coach. He was like, yeah, man, like, we love you. But again, I'm super skinny. Like, if you see any pictures of me, like, I was a pole. But I was a dog. I used to get after it. But they were like, we just don't feel like you could come in right away and play.
Right.
And I'm sure it was due to my size. Like, I was Chuck Hayes played 12 years in the league, undersized, big, still almost averaged a double-double in the league. Like, he went to Kentucky, led the nation in rebounds. Like I understood, but it just didn't click. So, mind you, I'm told all these schools no.
Yeah.
Kentucky is out now. Now I'm tripping. Like, so mentally, I started to slowly check out.
Yeah. Who'd you have left on the list?
I still had a ton of schools.
Yeah.
Right?
But they probably weren't like.
It just wasn't like nothing
big
out.
Schools,
I mean, no, it was still some big schools.
Big schools?
But it just wasn't nothing like I was, like, I think I still had the whole Pac-12 or Pac-10 at the time.
Yeah.
Like, I still had some schools out there. It just, like, so a week later, I get a call from Louisville, and they're like, hey, we heard what happened with Kentucky. Like, we play them every year, yada, yada, yada. Like, you want to come out on a visit?
Yeah.
I'm like, yep, I'm on the way.
Yeah.
So I go out there. City of Louisville is...
I've never been.
Dry.
Is it? There's nothing there?
Yeah, it's just not the best city, but for basketball, it's like it's great, right? Yeah. The arena, 27,000, like it's perfect, right?
Yeah.
And actually, my mom came on this visit, right? So we go out there, and they had Reese Gaines, who was really good at the time. I can't think of a couple other guys, but they had a really good team.
Yeah. Hall
of Fame coach, right? So I'm like, all right, go back to the crib. My mom was like, what are you gonna do? Like, what do you think? I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna commit. The next day.
Yeah. Oh man.
The next day, watching ESPN every morning like I always do.
Yeah.
Bottom line, Hall of Fame coach Denny Crum retires from Louisville.
Damn.
I'm sitting there like, nah, ain't no way. So I'm waiting for it to come back around because I could have read wrong.
Yeah.
Comes back around, says the same thing. I go to school. The assistant coach calls like, hey, man, like, we didn't know, yada, yada, yada. It's like crazy.
That's wild.
And so mind you, Rick Pitino just got fired from the Celtics, right?
Yeah.
So they were like, hey, Coach Pitino's going to get the job. We told him all these great things about you, like how you know. So I'm like, all right, cool, like whatever.
Yeah.
He calls and was like, yeah, like we've heard great things, but we want to do our own recruiting. And I was like, what that mean?
Yeah, like they ain't want
you. Yeah, we're rescinding that offer. I'm like,
yeah, they ain't want you.
So
That sucks. Man, imagine you had a chance to play for Rick. That'd be dope, man.
So I get off the phone. I'm at school, mind you, right?
Yeah.
I get off the phone. I don't think I went back to school for like a week after that.
Yeah.
And this is my senior year, right? And we're rolling. We might have been like outside the top 25 in the country at the time because, you know, I was there. Leon Poe was there who played in the league.
Yeah.
My boy Deuce was there. Mondo Surratt, Quentin Thomas, who ended up going to North Carolina. He was All-American. Like, he was a freshman my senior year, but like super advanced, right?
Yeah.
He's out here coaching at Silverado, if I'm not mistaken, but super advanced, right? We were rolling.
Yeah.
And I stopped going to school. I just mentally checked out.
Yeah.
So grades come out at the end of the season or the end of the semester, and I only have 4 classes in my senior year.
Yeah,
right?
damn. You weren't eligible?
Academically ineligible.
Didn't even play.
And so I remember my last game. We were playing against McClymonds at home. I fouled out on a technical foul because I pulled the rim down. I tried to tip dunk, missed the ball, pulled the rim down. There might have been 30 coaches at that game.
Yeah.
Didn't score in double figures. I remember that.
Yeah.
Horrible night. Might have been the only game my dad came to. That was the first time I think my dad saw me play. I played like complete dog shit, but like it was just perfect ending to just not ruining my life, but like at the time, that's just what it felt like.
Yeah.
And it was shitty.
Bruh, that's so, gotta be like you're up here and then your senior year is just like this.
Yeah.
Bro.
And then, you know, the team was still good. They made it to the semifinals, lost to De La Salle, and I remember that game too. It was at St. Mary's. I remember when the game ended, it felt like the entire gym was looking at me like it was my fault.
Damn.
That's what it felt like.
That's what the tip dunk you talking about that you missed?
No.
That
This was
a different game?
Yeah, that was like the middle of the regular season.
Okay.
The game against De La Salle was to go to state. Right?
Damn.
Or the either it was a quarterfinal or a semifinal, but like it was,
it was like one more game and then you're playing state title,
And so I just remember walking out and it felt like the whole arena was just like, oh, this is like, we're supposed to still be.
Right.
And I couldn't shake that feeling for a while. Like I mentally checked out of everything. Like I just was done. And my mentor, Calvin Andrews, we started talking about like, what's next? Like, what are you going to do? Because you can't be done.
Right.
So we talked about going to JuCo, and he's brought up prep school. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do JuCo because I want my clock to start. And then so I ended up going to a prep school in North Carolina. Not the best decision.
Why not?
I went there for the wrong reasons, right?
Okay.
The first school I talked to was New Hampton Prep in Connecticut, all boys school. Had to wear a suit and a tie, and it's in Connecticut, and it's in Connecticut.
It's cold as hell. Yeah.
And then he hit me up. My mentor hit me up, and was like, "Yeah, I got this school in North Carolina. It's a co-ed school, all black school. It's in North Carolina." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "All right, I want to go to that one."
Yeah.
Shouldn't have went to that one.
Nah, wasn't.
Not for it. Just wasn't for me. It just wasn't the structure and like it just didn't give me the things that I needed. But it was another experience that I had to go through. Right, so get through that, and I think it came down to like St. Joe's, who I think that was the year they went 30-0. But they had Jameer Nelson and Delonte West, and I remember I was on my visit. Delonte was my host.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother story, but
damn,
that's a wild one too. But I liked it.
Yeah.
Coach Martelli was the coach. I remember, like I liked it a lot, but and so Calvin was like, "Hey man, like you should think about Reno."
Right.
I'm like, Reno.
Yeah, you was like,
mind you, Oakland is 3-hour drive from Reno.
Yeah.
I ain't know nothing about Reno. Never even knew there was a school there. Right. So I called my boy Gary, who was there at the time, and I'm like, I'm talking to him about it. I'm thinking like Reno is close to Vegas. I'm like, oh, you must go to Vegas all the time. Right. He like, oh, it's like a 9-hour drive. I'm like, wait, what? Yeah. So I didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
Right. So I go out there, and Trent Johnson was the coach at the time. And it was just I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Yeah. Like, I'm here. But my prep school screwed up my transcripts. So we're there this whole time. Like, I'm taking some classes, and then we're trying to wait to see what the clearinghouse is saying. Because, like, it's just not, I'm not eligible still.
Yeah. Damn, that's got to be.
So,
fuck.
So I'm like, so we get the call at the middle of the semester, like, yeah, transcript was sent in with 2 different signatures. Like, we red flagged you. He's ineligible. So I'm like, okay.
Damn, what's after that?
So after that, I don't know. I just shut down again, right? So at this point, I'm thinking like, yeah, this shit ain't for me.
You're not hooping no more either? Like, you're not
I was working out. So I was working out, and like, I got close with my teammates, and so I was still around. Like, I was going to every game. I was still involved. I was still in the gym, but like, it was just like what the fuck? Like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
Right? So, because at this point, I'm like, look, I'm trying to do everything right, and it's just not working. So then I get out of there, and now I have to go to JuCo. Mandatory, right? There are no other options. So I end up going to a JuCo in the Bay, DVC. Talked to Coach Emilio there. He, one of the best coaches I've ever played for in terms of just getting guys prepared to play at a high level.
Yeah.
And I have my freshman year there, went into it like, this is JuCo basketball. Like, what am I doing here? I was a top 50 kid in the country.
Yeah.
Like, these dudes are bums.
Right. Yeah, complete different experience, huh?
JuCo is real.
Yeah.
JuCo is real.
Yeah, I mean, that's the story I hear every time from people that play junior college basketball.
It's real.
Yeah.
Because
it's underestimated.
That's where all the dudes who academically ineligible couldn't get, but
it's everyone like you.
Yeah.
Everyone like you is over there.
And so I remember after my freshman year, he came. I'm in the gym just shooting around. And he was like, hey, I think I averaged like 9 points.
Right.
He was like, hey, big shot. Like, you're supposed to be this future All-American and all this shit, and you come here, you can't even score 10 points in junior college. Like, he went in.
Yeah.
And he was like, look, if you're not in this gym every single day, from now until I say so, you're off this team.
Damn.
And I'm like, wait, what? Like, bro. Like,
that's crazy.
You're off this team.
Yeah.
And so one of my teammates was looking at me like, oh, he ain't playing?
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean off the team? Like, you're done.
Like, you're out of here.
You're not in the gym every day. In the morning, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, bro, whatever.
Yeah.
So I take my ass to the gym the next morning. And like, I'm working out, whatever. And like, I was just in there every day.
Yeah.
And so next season come around, fucking average like 20 and 9. Led the state. I still might have the state record for blocks per game.
Right. How many blocks you hit?
Like 5.3.
Damn. That's a lot of blocks to average, man. Yeah.
I was tossing shit.
Yeah.
False. But yeah, like league MVP, first team All-State. I got snubbed for like NorCal Player of the Year.
Yeah.
It was some bullshit, like they were hating. But like, I showed my ass, picked up a lot of D1 offers, but like mid-majors, right? Went on a visit to Marshall. They were like 2-26 the year before. And they were like, we just need you to come in. And I'm like, bro.
We need your height.
And at the time, they were in Conference USA.
Yeah.
Right? And
I didn't know that. Okay.
Memphis was like running shit at the time in Conference USA. So I remember talking to my mentor again, and he was like, look, you can go to Marshall and see double teams every night, or you can go to Reno. They got a guy there who's getting a ton of NBA looks, Nick Fazekus at the time.
Yeah.
And you can just, get your ass in there, do what you're supposed to do, and you'll be straight. And I was like, and I already knew the coaches at Reno. Like, I've had friends there, so I was like, it just made sense. And I went back, and it just didn't work out how I planned.
And you went to Reno, and it didn't work out?
Nah.
Really?
For me, right?
Yeah.
Great team. We went my junior year, we went to the tournament. We were a 5 seed. I think we went into the tournament, longest win streak in the country. But it took me a second to figure out Division I basketball, right? Like it's a different level.
Yeah.
So I didn't start the first half of the season. Once they put me and my boy Marcellus Kemp put us in the starting lineup, we went on a run.
Yeah.
Right. And like I said, we had an All-American. Nick Fazekus was averaging like 22 and 10. Like he was killing, right?
Yeah.
We beat Kansas at Kansas that year. Like it was, we had it rolling. 5 seed in the tournament.
What year is this?
This is 05-06 season.
So this is like so Chalmers was already out of Kansas at that time, or was he?
Was he there? He might have been there.
That was like the Derrick Rose.
Sasha Khan
Chalmers.
was there. Sasha Khan was there.
Yeah.
They had Kareem Rush was there. Like they had a squad. Like they were.
Yeah, no.
I want to say they won it that year. They ended up
that's what I'm thinking, because that was the year Chalmers was there.
It might have been.
And he hit the shot over Derrick Rose, I think, to win it.
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Or probably, I don't know. Yeah, I feel you though. Yeah.
Yeah, we lose in the tournament. It was my fault, apparently.
Right.
Because I only played like 11 minutes that game. Coach was pissed off. This is March. I didn't talk to a coach again until like June.
Damn, they not fucking with you. They
at all.
Yeah.
But this is where the shit hits the fan again, right? So my junior college took a lot of fluff classes.
Yeah.
But when you're a JuCo transfer, like you have to be at a certain percentage in credits to be on track to graduate.
Right.
So because I took a lot of fluff classes, when I got to Reno, I think one semester I had 24 units. And then the second semester I was at like 18.
Yeah.
So I'm in school all day. So I go to my academic advisor and was like, hey, can I drop one class? She was like, yeah. I was like, thank you. We get through it. Season ends.
Yeah.
I'm getting called in the office. You're fucking ineligible again. You're not taking your academic. I'm like, whoa. Bro, my grades are fine.
Yeah.
But because she allowed me to drop that class, it took me off track.
I got you.
She quit like the next week. She left the school.
Because of that? Because she knew she fucked up or what?
I don't know if it was because of that. I just know she wasn't there no more.
She probably wasn't advising correctly.
So I'm coming, and now I figured it out. Yeah. So I'm coming in, and I had to sit out the first half of the season, but I'm in practice like kicking everybody's ass.
Yeah.
Like everybody.
Yeah, this is your senior season now.
Yeah, this was my true senior season, right? Yeah. So I'm going to work. I was just like, I'm tired of looking at you. Because it's, just imagine your best player, fully healthy, in practice, can't play.
Yeah.
So he was like, yeah, just make sure you're in the gym, but like, no. So second semester come around, my mom's on my head like, are you on track to graduate? I'm like, nah, I'm going to need one more year. She was like, I really want you to graduate. So if I'd have played, I'd have left.
Right.
But no degree, no nothing, right?
Yeah.
So she's on my head about that, and I'm like, all right, I'll just sit the year out.
Yeah.
Play next year. Like, how bad could that be?
Damn.
Worst decision of my life.
Really? Because you were balling.
Mind you ain't played for a year.
Yeah.
So now it's my redshirt senior year, right?
Yeah.
And I had, I had a kid. Already had a kid on the way, mentally just not there.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff going on back at the crib. Now you're looking at the calendar like, oh, I got 30 games.
Yeah.
25 games in and out of starting lineup because I wasn't playing well. And like, next thing you know, done. Season's over. So I left Reno like averaging like 6 points, 5 rebounds, something terrible, right?
Yeah.
But I don't think it was just the right fit for me in terms of play style. Like, I'm a get up and down guy. And like, we had a guard, Ramon Sessions, who's really good point guard, had a decent career in the league, right? He was in the league for a few years. But just pace wasn't what I was wasn't what I was used to. They wanted me to play with my back to the basket. Never did that in my entire career.
Right.
So just imagine a guy who probably scored 2,000 points in high school, average 20 points in JuCo.
Yeah.
Go there 6 points a game. Leave there, be a pro, 18, 19 points a game. Like, it just...
Where'd you go pro at? You had overseas?
So my first job was in Cyprus, which is a small island country under Turkey. You learn the business fast, right? So everybody says your first year is your best year or your worst year. It was terrible for me, just because what I think happened is they saw my numbers coming out of college. Not great, right? This team had the lowest budget in the league. I think they had $1 million budget. Right? Which sounds like a lot of money.
For all the players. That's
for
not
everybody,
a lot.
plus travel, plus the,
Oh, damn. So that $1 million is for everything.
Everything, right? That's the budget.
Nothing. That's nothing.
So, and we got guys, there was a few dudes there making 6 figures, right?
Right.
So I had a decent contract, way more than I probably should have got paid. And I got there, the team was 0-3. Right. So I land on Thursday, talk to the coach. First thing he says off the plane, I thought you were taller. Like, bro, it says 6'9". Like, you see in your bio sheet, like it, whatever. Thought that was weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
So go through the day. Next day, he was like, we have shoot around tomorrow. So in my head, it's not clicking, right? I'm like, all right, cool. We go get some shots up. No, we have shoot around because we play on Friday. So I just took 24 hours to get to Cyprus. The travel there was crazy because I was living in Hawaii at the time. Terrible, right? So I'm like, wait, we're doing game prep?
Damn. So you were playing that day on Friday.
The next day. I landed Thursday.
And then you played Friday.
Right? So I'm like, oh shit. So
that's your first time meeting the coach ever?
On that Thursday from the airport. Yeah.
That's wild.
That's the business,
That's
right?
The business, yeah.
So I go out there and first game I played pretty well, right? I think my first bucket was a jumper. I think I got a dunk. I think I finished the game with 13 points. Didn't play a lot, but I played well. We win.
Efficient.
Yeah, we win.
Yeah.
We win our next game. I played okay. Win our third game. So contracts are built differently for everybody, but I had a double up in my contract. So if you win consecutive games, you get a bonus, right? So my first check was pretty decent. I think
because you won 3 back-to-back, right?
3 straight, right? But that's not good.
Then it's like gambling. That's kind of fire, though.
But it's not good. Because on a team where, and this is again all assumptions, right? I don't know. I think I'm smarter than everybody. They saw my numbers, needed to fill a spot. Just come in, we'll be okay. Get through the season, done, right? Well, I come in, my point per minute was crazy high. So if you play me a lot, I'm going to score
more
and we're going to win. We made the playoffs. That's another bonus. Every round in the playoffs, another bonus. So I'm thinking, and again, I could be wrong. After that third game, I didn't play the next 3 games. Maybe 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes max.
Right.
And even in those times, 6 points, 8 points, 9 points. Because I talked to my guard, he's from Florida. Hey, man, I'm going to just get out and run. Just kick that bitch ahead. I'm going to get a dunk, a layup. I got to get points. But we lose 9 straight. And I remember this, I was trying to get out of there, talking to my agent, who I ended up firing after that season. And I'm trying to get out of there because Puerto Rico League starts in January. So I'm like, bro, get me the fuck out of here. They're not playing me. And it was so stressful that I ended up having this weird cough. I would just cough uncontrollably. My body was, I was stressed out. And he couldn't make it happen. He wasn't trying to find me anywhere else. Just talk to the coach, this, and that. So I ended up getting released in February.
Damn, after the season started in Puerto Rico.
Yes.
That's fucked up.
So, but it's the business, right? And I mean, as soon as I touch American soil, no more cough. I was fine. But I was just stressed out there. It was rough living.
That's all it was, man.
And then, so after that, I was in New Zealand. I played in Estonia, was in Finland. So I traveled a little bit, did this exhibition tour in the Philippines, which was really dope. So I got to see the world, but I just wish things would have worked out a little bit differently. But that overseas shit that's another thing it's a grind, right? It's hard. So we look and be like, oh, kid, I coach, and kids like, why you didn't go to the NBA? Fucker, it's hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to get to college.
It's hard. It's by the numbers, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
And to make it to the league, to the NBA, it is impossible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
100%.
60 dudes get their name called. 30 of them dudes have a guaranteed spot.
Yeah.
9 of those guys play.
Yeah. And then one or two are all-stars. Or even just a household name.
Make it past their 3rd year.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. And I don't think kids really understand that too, man.
They don't
I didn't understand it when I was young. Like our coach put it up just for college. He was just showing us like how many kids make it to college.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it was, you know, it's a very small percentage, and you know, even a player of your caliber, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like
I jokingly, but dead ass serious at the same time, like I was really good and I didn't make it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel it, man.
Like I was really good. But then again, I'm really one of those people that look back on my life and be like, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. I went through everything that I was supposed to go through because there are kids that I can talk to and tell these stories to. Biggest message, I never quit, never gave up, never forgot about the people who had my back. I can tell you what JuCo is like. I could tell you what it's like to be a top 50, top 25 kid in the country. Yeah. I could tell you what going to a mid-major is like. I can tell you what looking at these Power 5 schools look like. I can give you I can tell you what going overseas looks like. Yeah. Like the real overseas shit, not, you know, the glamorous part where like, no. Select few. Yeah. Shit ain't for everybody.
Yeah, no, it definitely ain't, man. Definitely ain't.
So I'm lucky in that regard, right? Because like I'm not one of those people that's looking from the outside and being like, oh, no. I experienced every level of this shit. Yeah. Every level. Yeah. And I still found a way to make shit happen.
You need to write a book, bro.
I thought about it.
You need to write a book.
I thought about it.
That shit is, you know, even though you didn't make it to the league, your experiences from when you were a kid all the way up to playing pro and into coaching is like what kids need to hear because they don't hear that story. Yeah. They don't ever hear that story.
You want to know what's even more fucked up?
What?
And I'm saying this and somebody can call me out on it later. I don't really give a shit. This is my truth. Right? So when I was in high school, we used to be able to practice at the Warriors facility. We practiced there like 5 or 6 times. Yeah. PJ Carlissimo was a coach at the time. Right? He came to a few games. Yeah. I remember seeing his little curly fro a few games. Yeah. I thought I was going to the league out of high school. But I'm blaming Latrell Sprewell for that never happening because he choked the coach out and he left after that. I just had to get that out there. I think I had a shot, but I don't know. Because I graduated 01, so that class had Tyson Chandler, Eddie Curry, Kwame Brown all come out. Yeah. Now, they were all rated higher than me as players, but like, whatever. In my head.
But PJ saw you playing ball.
He came to the crib, so yeah, I'm a stand on that. But yeah, it's hard, bro.
Yeah, no, I feel you, man. It's crazy because it's this is my first time hearing your story, but you know, just being around athletes, you hear it in some form of fashion. So this is what I used to tell the kids all the time, man. Is like, you know, you're not gonna just fly right through like what you see on TV, bro. That shit ain't just gonna happen.
It's not real.
Like, yeah, you're gonna have to work at it, and you're gonna come through. You're gonna face like a lot of obstacles, man. It's really how you built. If you really want to do it, man. Yeah,
and I mean, I get it. Like I said, I'm from North Oakland. Yeah, and I said this before, and somebody kind of corrected me, but I felt some type of way when they did. Like, situation and circumstance has a lot to do with how you endure life, right?
I agree with that.
And I'm not one of those dudes that like life was really hard growing up, but it was hard. Yeah. I saw shit as a kid that I know a lot of people didn't see firsthand. My mom, amazing job raising me and my sister. Had help though, but like I'm hardened from a lot of the shit that I experienced firsthand, secondhand, thirdhand, just growing up in that environment. Yeah. And I remember distinctly having 2 conversations with my mom. First one was watching the Cosbys, right? And they're talking about college fund. And I'm like, hey, Mom, I got a college fund?
Yeah.
And she like, do you see these lights on? Do you see food in that refrigerator and them clothes on your back? That's your college fund.
Man,
and I'm like, oh shit, like,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
And then later down the line, she was like, look, I don't think I can afford for you to go to college. I can't. So
it's expensive, bro.
If that's what you want to do, you need to figure that out.
Wow.
And so, I didn't have a choice in my head.
Yeah.
I wanted to go play college because I'm watching Duke versus North Carolina, and I'm watching all these games, and I'm like, shit, I want that.
Yeah.
So, what other option do I have?
Yeah, that's true, man.
I have to figure it out. So there was nobody putting a battery in my back, like, hey, get up, go to the gym, go do this, go do that. Hey, you got to work out at 4. My mom had to go to work.
Yeah, so it was all you.
It was literally on me. And again, I had people in my corner, Coach Rames, Coach Derek, Cal. Like, I played for the real Coach Carter. Like, I had people like that were instrumental in my life, but they wasn't on my head like, hey.
You got to wake up in the morning.
Yeah, get your ass. Hey,
there's no one doing it for you.
You need to ride to the gym. You need to call and figure out how you going. We got practice.
Yeah.
Figure out how you going to get there.
Yeah, they already did their job by setting up the time.
That was it.
You got to show up.
And like I said, I played for the real Coach Carter, and he was the movie, and I mean, but he held us accountable.
Right.
Hey, you 2 minutes late.
Right.
Oh, the bus was, you 2 minutes late.
Yeah. What do you do?
Take off.
You out?
No, run. Go run. This AAU practice, bro.
Yeah.
Go run. I'm like, okay, well, shit, I got ain't no excuses.
Yeah.
You late.
Yeah.
Whatever, it don't matter.
Right.
So, yeah.
Hey, man. Well, shit, hell of an experience. I'm pretty sure people listening to this. I hope there's a lot of kids that listen to this shit, because I don't know how many times you've probably told this story to your players, but I think everybody should listen to that, man. I want to get to this next segment, man. It's called Choose One to Shoot One. You ever seen Drink Champs, that podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of the same game as a Quick Time with Slime, but it's more tailored towards sports and stuff. But I will give you 2 people,
okay,
and then you have to choose. There's really no context, but you just got to choose who you like better.
Okay.
And if you can't, or if you don't decide, you got to choose both, then we take a shot.
All right, I'm gonna hit one right now.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm going to actually, while I get the answer to this one, it's the first one I always ask.
Okay.
Allen Iverson or Steph Curry?
No context. Shit. I'm old school, so I'm gonna take AI.
Let's go, man.
I'm gonna take AI.
Yeah.
I know that's your favorite player.
Yeah, that's my favorite player all time, man.
I'm gonna take AI.
I like both players, but I'm a big AI fan.
I do too. And it's probably because I'm older.
Yeah.
But I just think about like how much AI. Even I wasn't even like a Sixer fan.
Right.
But I loved AI.
Yeah.
I had a crossover I thought was as good as his. But I just remember that.
Yeah.
And I had an opportunity to meet him a few years ago.
Oh, that's
and
dope.
He was just super, like, gave me a hug and everything, like, super genuine. And, like, I was like, oh, shit. And I met Steph right after he got drafted out here in Vegas at a club. Cool dude, right?
Yeah.
And he does a good job of integrating into the community back at the crib.
Yeah.
So nothing but love and respect for Steph. But, like, AI was just, that's AI. So
yeah, he's a generational player. Both are, but I think Allen Iverson is for sure like a super generational player.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
It's probably going to be neither. Like, I was never a Kobe fan, right? I was a T-Mac fan.
Okay.
And, like, Jordan was Jordan, don't get me wrong, right? but I just wasn't like enamored like everybody else was. Like I didn't want to be like Mike.
Right.
Like my favorite player was Akeem Olajuwon.
Yeah. He's my favorite center of all time.
Like I wore 34 because of him.
Yeah.
I wanted to play like that.
Yeah.
Probably because I was a bouncy dude. Like I dunked and all that shit, but like I don't think I was just one of those people where like Mike's.
The shooting guards didn't like them two didn't really.
Yeah. And then for Kobe, I don't know. Like I had an opportunity to meet Kobe too, and I'm not finna be one of them dudes to tell this crazy Kobe story, but I do have one. But it wasn't.
You should tell it, man.
It wasn't so much about him.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but it's all right. Real quick.
Yeah. Real quick, man.
ABCD camp. Mm-hmm. Right. It was in New Jersey. There was this dude. Kobe was speaking to us, right? So I'm sitting in the front. There might be like one player here, but like on the other side was like Vanessa Bryant, mom, and then Vanessa Bryant. Mm-hmm. Right. So we right in the front.
Yeah.
And the dude on my left like keeps looking at Vanessa.
Yeah.
And like trying to crack jokes.
I think you told me this story.
Yeah. And like he just keeps trying to crack jokes. And I'm like, and so Cole kind of like, I don't think he could hear, but he was just like,
you could tell.
Like, you could tell. Like, right. So I remember him looking at me because I'm trying to hold it together because this dude's saying some wild shit, and I'm sitting there and I remember he just looked down and like we locked eyes and I felt little.
Yeah.
And I was just like, and then he went back to talking, and I was just like, fuck. Like in my head I got in trouble.
Yeah.
Like, but like I don't know. But like that's my only Kobe story. Yeah. But it was just a weird moment that I'll never fucking forget. But I didn't. What's sad is I didn't fall in love with like I have a lot of love for him now, but it's just hearing him talk after basketball gave me like this. Like I was like, oh shit,
different respect for him. Yeah.
Like crazy.
Yeah.
Like that. Everybody talk about that mama mentality, and I don't think they really understand like what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
Like the intense amount of focus you have to have to do the things he did.
Be great at them too.
And not give a fuck. Yeah. That's the part where nobody understands. He didn't care.
Yeah. At all.
About nothing other than trying to figure that shit out.
Yeah.
And so understanding that now, I'm like, oh, shit,
it's also a genius mentality, man. That's how geniuses think the same way too.
So yeah, we gonna take a shot.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got my glass on my phone.
Oh, you got your glass? All right, cool. Cheers to that. Let's see what this is about. Oh, that ain't that bad.
I told you. You chasing.
Got you, man. I ain't that strong yet.
I could dig it.
All right, so this next one, man, I might know the answer to it already. Shaq or Hakeem?
The dream, bro.
Yeah. That's my favorite of all time, too.
So, like, look, Shaq was a monster. Yeah. Right? And I'm not taking nothing away from Shaq. Like, he's a monster.
Right.
But I've never seen, up until a certain point, a more skilled big man.
Agreed.
Than Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yeah, Hakeem is... I love the way he plays as a big man.
And everybody only talks about, like, the dream shake and his footwork. Mm-hmm. But like he had a mid-range jumper.
He had a mid-range jumper, man.
And he had a handle.
Yeah.
Like, and then defensively, top 5 in steals, number 1 in blocks, top 5 in like he did everything you needed any player to do on the floor.
Right.
Great passer. Like he did everything.
Yeah.
And so in terms of pure dominance, Shaq. But like in terms of just skill, it might not be 10 guys in the entire history of the NBA more skilled than Hakeem Olajuwon. Just, it's
and it's crazy because like I don't think he gets talked about enough, man.
He don't, and it's cool. Like it's cool. I know he might be bothered by it. I'm gonna speak for you, Dream. I know you like fucked him, but like I'm not saying he was the greatest player of all time. I'm not saying that, but like that motherfucker was cold.
Yeah, I like the way he played, man.
And he wasn't no punk. Like
right.
He fired on a few people in some games.
Yeah,
like,
nah, for sure.
Like Dream was, like I said, I wore 34 because of him.
Yeah. Oh, that's dope.
Like that's my favorite player of all time. T-Mac is I can't even put him 1B. He's just number 2.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
That's dope, man. Shouts to the king. LeBron and Magic.
I'm gonna go with Bron only because I could say I played with him for a couple summers. But Magic, man, I don't know. Like, do Magic got the coldest highlight tape of all time?
In his time?
I mean, like, go back and watch a Magic.
Swole.
That shit looks so stupid, bro. Like,
and the thing is like his back in the day, like the shit he was doing back in the day is like, I don't even see people doing that shit now.
So, I love Magic. Magic is like in my top 10. He might be, he's like my top 10. Right, I'm realistic. I got to see Bron when he was young.
Yeah.
I remember we played in this tournament, and I remember the first game, like he didn't score the ball very much. He was just facilitating because he didn't know none of us.
Yeah.
And I remember going up to him, me and Chuck, and being like, bro, like, score the ball. Like, we don't have no egos on this team.
Yeah.
Like, we all know we're going to go to school, bro. Like, it ain't
He's
that.
like, I'm going to the league.
But, like, that's the funny shit. Like, I went with my guy to go pick him up from the airport, and I'm like, what are we doing? He was like, I'm getting this kid from Ohio.
Yeah.
From Akron. I'm like, I didn't even know where the fuck Akron was.
Yeah, I've never heard of Akron before.
And I was like, Akron? He was like, yeah. I'm like, what? We don't need nobody. I don't think we lost the game that summer. Right. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, who is? So I remember we picked him up from the airport. And it was him, it was Bron, his mom, Drew, who like they grew up together. And like, so Lil Drew and Drew's dad, they all came.
Yeah.
Right. And Big Drew was one of the coaches at St. Vincent St. Mary, if I'm not mistaken.
He's the head coach. Man. Yeah.
So I remember like we go to the game and I'm like, yeah, bro, like whatever, but he was like diming us.
Yeah.
Like hit me in the face with a pass, talking about, man, you was open. I'm like, bro, don't throw me the ball if I don't know I'm open. Like I don't know I'm open. Like don't do that.
Yeah.
It made me look stupid out here. Like he was like, you gotta be you gotta be ready. I'm like, bro, don't do that again. But so the next game, I think he had like 35.
That's crazy.
And I was like, I remember going to Chuck, like, yeah, he's out of here, bro.
What tournament was this?
This was like it was a tournament at Cal Berkeley. It was a big tournament, right? Yeah. It wasn't a huge tournament. Like we used to come out here for the big time tournament.
Yeah, that's where I seen him.
Yeah, but it wasn't that, but it was still a big like. Like
I mean, obviously you got some of the top teams.
Yeah, every
top
school
players.
was there, right? So, and my boy Chuck laughs because he was like, "That's the tournament where like Tubby blah blah." And I don't know if I played well that tournament. I think I did decent, but yeah, like I was just like, oh shit, like this dude is different. So I'm gonna go with Bron because I got to play with him.
Yeah, that's fire, man. Kyrie or Dame?
Good. Hometown.
Hometown. Dame. You from North Oakland too, or just Oakland?
Dame from Brookfield, which is in East Oakland.
Okay.
But he played for Coach Rames. Yeah. I gotta go Dame. It's town biz.
Hometown, man.
Yeah, it's town biz. So Dame, you got that one.
I feel it. Ja or Anthony Edwards? Ja Morant or Anthony Edwards?
Ja.
Yeah, you like Ja?
I was a fan instantly.
Yeah.
When I saw him in Murray State.
Yeah.
Instantly. I've never liked the guy more off of like the first time I watched him play.
Yeah.
Ever.
I became a fan of him at Murray in college.
Yeah.
But when I seen Anthony Edwards play in the league, I progressively
remember we saw him in Utah.
One of his games. Yeah, that's
Utah.
Right.
And like we missed half the game eating food. But But yeah, no, like he's going to be a superstar in this, both of them.
Yeah.
Right. But like, I don't know. I just like John more than I like Anthony Edwards right now. But I think Anthony Edwards will be like the face of the league.
I think so too. I
really
one
like
of the
Anthony faces Edwards. Of the league.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, I like Ja. He's cold.
As long as he can stay out the way with all that other shit.
I think that's all behind him now. I hope so,
man. Because I know he's still young. You know, like
but that shit don't count no more.
Yeah,
like you can only be young
for so long. Exactly.
So I'm gonna take a drink though.
Go ahead, man. Ray Allen or Reggie Miller?
Ray Allen. Ray Allen's like top 5, and I'm talking. See, like I'm talking Milwaukee Bucks. Ray Allen.
Yeah.
Seattle Ray Allen was cold too. But in Milwaukee, he was shooting that shit and he was dunking on motherfuckers. And he dunked on T-Mac so cold. Like, I'll never forget. And I want to say it was for game, too. Like, Ray Allen was cold. I remember that. It was in Milwaukee. I think T-Mac just scored. And then Ray Allen came down and, like, dunked on that nigga and hung on the rim. And I was just like, bro. Like, but yeah. Reggie Miller,
You weren't a fan of Reggie that much?
I didn't get it. Like, I didn't get it.
No, I got you. All right, let's do some, since you coach women's basketball, let's do some WNBA. Sue Bird or Diana Taurasi?
Yeah.
I know all the polls got Diana as like the number 1 player in the WNBA.
Here's the thing. Here's what they might not know about Sue Bird. That motherfucker is so good. Like, I don't know if you got to watch her play.
I seen her play college in that run when they won, and then a little bit in WNBA.
I seen her,
but I'm a fan of Sue Bird.
Me too.
Yeah,
and I'm a fan of Taurasi too. Like I got to see Taurasi play a few times, and I'm just like she's just one of those like scorers that there's nothing you could play perfect defense on her.
Yeah.
It's still a bucket, right?
Yeah.
She's what, all-time leading scorer in WNBA now, right?
I believe so.
But Sue Bird was just...
I like her game more. She's smooth with it.
That shit just looks so easy.
Yeah.
It looks easy for her.
Yeah.
Like, and I can't find a flaw. She defended, shoot it, she could pass it.
Yeah.
Leads the like, it's just one of those things where it's just like, what can't Sue Bird do?
Right.
And toughness... And she won, like at every level. Not that Taurasi didn't,
right?
But yeah, I'm going Sue.
Yeah, I'm going Sue on that one too. I'm a Sue Bird fan.
Yeah.
All right. These next two both play for the Comets. Cynthia Cooper or Sheryl Swoopes.
Fuck.
Both of them 4-time WNBA champions.
So I'm a Rockets fan, right?
Yeah.
But I was also a Comets fan.
Oh, you a Comets fan too?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
It was cold.
Yeah, like, they were killing. I mean,
so here's the thing. You can't, in my book, and they probably hate this, and I don't know if anyone else thinks of it like I do, but like, you can't mention one without the other.
You really can't. And Tina Thomas. Who else was on that squad?
I can't think.
Or was it Thompson? Tina Thompson?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Cynthia Cooper was one of like the best pick and roll players in the WNBA. Probably
her decision making was fucking fun. Like, she never made a bad read coming off a screen.
Yeah.
Never made a bad read coming off a screen.
And I know that's one of your emphasis when you train and coach, man, is that pick and roll game.
She never made a bad read. Like, yeah, I'm gonna drink to that because fuck that.
I kind of knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, they locked in.
Yeah. Cooper had 2 MVPs. Swoopes had 3.
Like, there was nothing you could do with them during that run. Nothing.
Absolutely not. Becky said, shit, since we're aces, Vegas aces over here, Becky Hammond or Lindsey Whalen? Both are coaches now.
I know, but so fuck. All right, so if I'm keeping it a buck, Lindsey was a motherfucking dog.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah,
she was. She got 3 titles.
She was a motherfucking dog. Becky was really, really good too.
Yeah.
Like, really, really good. So I'm giving Lindsey the player. I'm gonna give Becky the coach.
Okay.
So, yeah, because Lindsey Whalen was a problem.
Yeah, and like, man, she I think she led, if I'm mistaken, I think she led the league in assists. Mm-hmm. I think to this day, I think. Yeah.
She's I want to say she's all time.
Top 3 for sure, if it's not number 1.
Yeah.
And then Becky was cold with the 3-point shot.
She can shoot the shit out of it. But I mean, obviously, she has great basketball acuity too, though. So, yeah, I'm gonna give her the coach, but like
Lindsey, you give it the player.
I gotta give it to Lindsey.
Yeah. All right, Asia Wilson or Candace Parker?
Oh shit. So shit. Oh man, that's a tough one. Only because, like, I saw Candace, right?
Yeah.
I'm seeing Asia,
and she's killing, man.
She
year to year, getting better.
Like Candace, when Candace came into the league, not even when she came into the league, when Candace was at 10, Candace was probably had me watching more women's college basketball. It's a tie between like her and Maya Moore, right? Yeah. In terms of just college basketball, and then I became a Breanna Stewart fan.
Yeah,
right. After her freshman year, I was like, she's probably gonna be one of the best players ever.
Right.
But I'm gonna just go Candace, because I had a crush on her too.
I think everybody did, man.
Yeah, it was tough. Like, it was tough, bro. Like, I was like, and I had an opportunity to go to Tennessee out of my prep school.
Yeah.
So we would have been there around the same time, I think.
Yeah, you fucked up, man.
Nah, because I mean, she's married to a woman now. So
now, yeah, but she didn't start that way.
Okay,
so was
I'm
she
trying not to
Raymond
say
Felton?
this. I'm trying to Sheldon Williams, like top 5.
Oh, Sheldon Williams. I'm sorry,
Candace. If you ever see this, and you probably won't, but if you do, like.
Yeah, dog.
Like, bro, listen, Sheldon, I don't know you, but you top 5 ugliest people on the planet. Like, I don't get it, but yeah, yeah. So whatever.
So Candace Parker.
Yeah,
go Candace Parker. That's funny.
Asia, you cold though.
Yeah,
like, and I got to see you work out and not miss a shot for an hour. It was amazing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forget she goes to Hoop City and works out. All right, here, I put these 2 Reno players together. Nick Fazekus or JaVale McGee?
JaVale's my guy, man. We talk pretty regularly. But Nick was one of those dudes where, like, I didn't get it. In terms of, like, we'll be playing, and I'm playing with him.
Yeah.
And I look up, and he has, like, 28 points. And I'm like, when the fuck did you score 28 points?
Like, a quiet 28.
And then we get the stat sheet at the end of the game, and he has like 14 rebounds and like
that's crazy, man.
3 blocks. And I'm like, I was playing with you, bro. Like, when did you do this?
Right.
Like, I've never, I still don't get it. And on record, none of that shit popped off in practice, and you know that. Don't fucking lie. Like, I was eating all that shit up in practice, like. But because it left shoulder hook and it wasn't flying. But I can remember a game we're coming. I want to say we were playing somewhere in LA.
Yeah.
I don't remember where. I think it was a tournament or some shit. And JaVale had like a nasty game. Like, it was like he went off. And I remember texting him like, bro, you keep playing like this, you're out of here. Like, I remember we were sitting in the bus. I think I sat in front of him. He sat behind me. And like, he was just so physically gifted.
Right.
But in terms of just basketball at that time, I got to give it to Nick. Nick was cold, bro. Like, it's hard because if you watch him play, like, he can't run.
Right.
Like,
yeah, it's I didn't get to see much of him play. Just when anytime Reno was in the tournament, I seen some of that. But yeah, I mean, like, his name was always being talked about.
He was like
But you're right though. Like, the way he gets his buckets, it's not impressive or anything like that,
bro. So we'll be like, so he's 7 foot, right? He's taller than me, right? Not athletic at all. Couldn't jump over a credit card if you paid him. But he would just get every we had a drill, and I didn't realize it until after. We called it the Nick rebounding drill.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand at the time, like, it was named after him while he was still in fucking school. Like, wild. We're still here doing your drill.
Yeah.
Like, he would just get every fucking rebound and, like, laugh about it. Like, oh, yeah, like, there's nothing you could do. It was weird.
Yeah, he just has it somehow. Mm-hmm. Some players like that, man. All right, let's do some Vegas cats.
Okay.
Marcus Banks or C.J. Watson? I don't know if you were here for when C.J. Watson was playing.
I'm familiar. I'm familiar with him though. Yeah. So funny story about Marcus Banks, right? Yeah. So I'm at Reno. This is the year I couldn't play. Right. Mm-hmm. This is when I was there the first time, and I remember everything about leading up to this UNLV game.
Yeah.
For a bunch of reasons, and I'm probably gonna say some shit that's gonna get people in trouble, but whatever. So. Like, I could tell you what the scout was. The scout was go under every screen under Marcus Banks, right? Anytime he's in a PNR, go under.
Right.
You don't want to shoot it.
Right.
That was the scout. So, game time, pregame. Hey, remember, we're going under. Blah, 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 blah. So, in the first half, we went under, or they went under.
Yeah.
And this fucker hit like 6 threes. So in my head, like, I know how this shit works, right? The head coach gets mad at whoever does the scout, right?
Yeah.
Right. That's just it. Like, this was your fucking scout, like, blah, blah. So it's halftime, and I would go in every halftime. You know, I was a part of the team. I just wasn't on the team.
Right.
So I would go in every halftime, and, like, for whatever reason, I didn't want to go in.
Right.
I just didn't. I was like, don't go in there.
Yeah.
Don't fucking go in there. So I'm standing in the student section at the bottom, like, the team walks in, and again, I'm like, nah, this is not the halftime you want to go in.
Yeah.
But something compelled me to just check it out, right? So at the time, because they switched the locker room, but it was 2 doors, right? So it was the door with the pin to get in, and then there was another door right when I don't know why they did it like that.
Is this at Thomas and Mack or Lawler?
No, this was at Lawler.
Okay.
So, boom, we go in, I go in, and I'm hearing, I ain't gonna say his name, they could look it up if they want to, but he's going the fuck off.
Right.
He's going off, right? So I open the door, and all I see is a foot hit a player.
Damn.
Player flies back, and I slowly close that door and walk the fuck up out of there.
This is UNLV. This is UNLV you saw.
No, this was Reno. I mean, this was the game. Yeah, it was UNLV versus Reno.
Yeah.
I go into the Reno locker room.
Oh, it was a Reno team.
Yeah.
It was your team.
Yeah, my team. And I was just like, yeah, let me get the fuck up out of here. Like,
it was a player or was it a scout?
No, it was a player.
It was a player.
Yeah. And I don't know so, and then Marcus Banks ended up winning the game. Like, he had a night that night, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it to Marcus Banks, but
yeah,
it's still FUNLV.
You see, I'm rocking some UNLV shit, man.
Yeah,
I did that on purpose. Mm-hmm. All right, Shabaz Muhammad or Pierre Jackson?
Pierre. That little fucker's cold.
Yeah, he's cold, man.
And yeah, the Shabaz hype was cool. It just like, man, it just didn't. I guess it didn't pan out. I mean, he made it to the league, and I think he was in there for a few years. But and Pierre had short stints here and there. But like, he's just that fucker's really good.
Yeah, Pierre's really fucking good.
If Pierre was 6'3", he's
he'd still be in the league right now.
He'd be an all-star in my opinion.
Yeah. All right, Zach Collins or Steven Zimmerman? Battle of the tall white dudes from Gorman.
So here's the thing. I didn't know Zach Collins existed because of Zimmerman, right?
Really? Well, yeah, because, I mean, they played, like, Zimmerman left in and Zach Collins came up and took over.
But what I'm saying is in high school, like for high school basketball, I think I might have come around during the Zimmerman era.
Yeah.
But I want to say I was kind of here for the Zach Collins too.
Yeah.
Because I remember him, right? But the hype was so big with Zimmerman.
It was, man.
And he was like the greatest thing ever.
Yeah.
Didn't translate though, right?
Yeah.
Zach Collins still in the league.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it to Zach Collins. But that Zimmerman hype was real.
Yeah, but
where did he end up? Like, this is the thing. Like, where did he end up going for college?
Well, he went to UNLV, and then he when he stopped playing there, I don't remember if he got drafted or just entered the draft, but I want to say that he did get to a team, and it was short lived.
Yeah, so
but I don't know if it was injury or if it was just like, yo, you just not
I didn't even know he went to UNLV.
Yeah, now Zach Collins really, he had the hype there too. Yeah. But yeah, Zach Collins.
Didn't he go to Gonzaga though? Right.
He went to Gonzaga, and then he got drafted to the Blazers.
Yeah, and he's still in the
balling.
league.
Yeah.
So
you know.
Like,
I give it to Zach too. That's actually my brother knows him, so
he be in and out the gym too.
Let's do some music, man. A little bit of music here.
I love it.
Jay-Z or Drake?
Jay-Z. Don't even matter. Don't even matter. Like, you gotta remember, I'm a little bit older, right?
Yeah,
and I got love for Drake. Like, I'll take that back. I don't got love for Drake, but like, if you look at my playlist, I have a lot of Drake music.
Yeah, I feel you.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because I'm not really a fan.
Right. Same. I got a ton of Drake music.
But he's all. So I tell everybody I listen to Jay-Z and Future.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Not really, but like that's.
But that's your main two. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So if I need to hear some real shit, it's Hove.
Yeah.
If I need to hear some toxic, trappy shit, it's Future. And like everybody can fall in between, but like those are my spirit animals right now.
Right. Got you. E40 or Too Short?
E40. I love Too Short too, though. Like, but yeah, E40.
Yeah, and E40 does a lot with the community too, right?
Yeah, but he from Vallejo, which is like 30 minutes outside of Oakland. Too Short is actually from Oakland.
Okay, got you. I didn't know E40 was from Vallejo.
Yeah, I'm from the.
That's it's true, huh? And Mac Dre too.
Mac Dre is from. I want to say, I think he's from Vallejo too.
Yeah,
yeah, but nah.
Okay,
but E40 though, and just that my Ghetto Report Card album, is like that. That's I can name Too Short albums, but like none that impacted me like that album.
Yeah, that's the anthem for you.
Yeah,
Nas or Tupac?
Funny story. I'm not really a fan of neither one.
Okay.
I'm probably gonna say Pac because I just think.
And it hurts that you're not a Nas fan.
I'm just so like
that's my favorite rapper.
No,
Nas.
and I'm with you, right? Yeah. So like lyrically, I get it, right? Yeah. But I'm a music lover, right? So everything matters, right? And I used to produce, right? Like nothing major. I didn't do anything for anybody ever, but like that's my music is my secret passion, right? Yeah. So everything matters. Yeah. So you can have dope bars, but if you can't pick a beat,
if the music ain't hitting you,
I can't really fuck with it. So Pac had a cheat code by having Dre around and like, but so Nas Stillmatic album is probably my favorite Nas album.
That's a pretty good album, yeah.
Right, and that's the thing. Everybody is like Illmatic or I Am trash production, right? But Jay-Z's my favorite rapper. Yeah. Nas, sorry, Hov, but like Nas killed you on Ether, right? He ethered you on Ether. Backwards is probably one of the dopest songs ever. Like that shit is fucking. I listen to that pretty regularly. Right. Like storytelling in complete reverse with like I could see everything that he's saying. Right. But like. Pac got All Eyes on Me, which is fucking crazy.
It's crazy because both, in my opinion, are poetic.
Yeah.
But Pac can do more. He could do mainstream a lot better than Nas can, for sure.
And I don't know. I think the totality of Pac is different too, right?
Yeah, it is.
Movies and just like pop culture, like you kind of gravitate. It's just funny because I like not even joking. I just watched Juice last night. Yeah. The night before I just watched Belly. Yeah. Like not even joking.
That's crazy. for this question to come up.
Yeah, but so I think like the totality of Pac just like supersedes a lot of shit.
Yeah.
I do respect Nas as a rapper. It's just like I can't even tell you the last time I played a Nas song.
Right.
Other than, you know, like having to go and just be like, I want to hear this song.
Yeah.
I can't.
Have you heard any Nas' new joints with Hit Boy?
Yeah, they cool.
Yeah.
They cool.
I think Magic 3 comes out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do. But here's the thing. Like, nigga, you waited this long. This is like, get with a producer.
Now I'm going to get the beats.
and like the last 3 albums have been dope, right?
Yeah.
So longevity, I can give it to Nas, but like what's gonna hit home for me?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say that with Pac.
No, but I'm just saying in terms of just like I could grow to like Nas.
Yeah, true.
Right.
Yeah.
Machiavelli is the end of Tupac.
Yeah, that was it.
I don't know.
Going Pac?
Yeah, I'm going Pac.
That's cool, man.
But I'm gonna take a shot for Nas.
All right, I'm gonna take one too. Fuck it.
He killed my favorite rapper.
I'm glad you said that, bro, because like...
Yeah, I could be honest.
No one else thinks so.
So, but here's the thing, right? And I ain't gonna be able to remember the song. So, Ether was better than... well, I can't think of the fucking song from Jay-Z, right? Boom.
Yeah.
But then, after Ether, Jay-Z made Super Ugly, which was... super disrespectful.
Yeah, that shit was good though. I fucked with that.
That shit was fire.
That shit was fucking
good. in my mind, Hove won, but in terms of what was put on the album, Nas won. But like Super Ugly was like condoms in the baby seat. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, bro.
Me and AI got more in common.
Yeah,
they're just balling and rhyming.
Get it?
more in common. Man.
Yeah.
When he said that, I had to like. I was like, wait, who the fuck is Carmen? Like, you know, and there's no, like Google wasn't out yet, so like you had to ask the homies, and then
you had to do your due diligence.
Yeah, go in the source and like see if you could hear, like see articles
go back
about
and
it.
try and fucking find the old interview somewhere.
Yeah,
like, he was disrespectful.
Yeah, that was crazy.
My mom can't save you. The gloves is off.
Yeah. Dude, yeah, no, Super Ugly was definitely like...
And don't nobody ever bring up Super Ugly, which is like, I feel like it's unfair. Like, you have to add it.
You have to bring it up, man. That shit was crazy.
It.
I remember when, this is so wild because at the time, it was just word of mouth. Luckily, I had one of my best friends growing up in high school. He was from New York. Mm-hmm. So his brother was going back and forth always with new mixtapes. And that's the only reason why I knew about Super Ugly and had it on CD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was in North Carolina at the time. So like we were, you know, like the internet was bubbling. This was like early, like 2001, 2002, right? Yeah. So the internet was bubbling. You could find the shit, but it was like we were listening to whatever the fucking East Coast radio station was.
Yeah.
Like waiting for like, because when Ether came out, I remember being like, all right, nigga, like nigga, you got 24 hours to respond.
Yeah, you got some
And like
time,
what's crazy is like the shit was happening in real time.
It was, man. It was.
So that's why I don't know. I mean, I give it to Nas in terms of album, but like nobody ever wants to bring up Super Ugly, and I don't understand it.
Because that shit was, when I heard that shit, I was like, fuck, it's over.
It's one of the most disrespectful diss tracks ever, and no one ever talks about it.
Yeah, I think after that, Nas came out with Godson. He came with the album Godson, and it was like, it was pretty much done after that. Like now he was just focused. He's like, my mom died. Like this is, you know, let's end it.
I'm trying, but I'm glad they're friends now.
Yeah,
and
they're cool now, man.
Yeah.
All right, Wu-Tang or NWA?
Shit. Neither. Like I'm not.
We gotta take a shot. Then we gotta take a shot.
We gotta take a shot. But I probably need one in here. But
I got you.
Yeah, no, Wu-Tang was cool, but like it's too many of them niggas. Like I don't know who be rapping, right?
Yeah.
And then NWA.
They got distinct voices though, bro. But I feel if you don't really listen like that.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like I know Method Man and
like
Redman, Ghostface. Like I could probably name 5 or 6 of them. ODB. Right. Like we can claim it for that because But and then NWA was cool. Like it was. I'm not
revolutionary.
Yeah, it just didn't.
To an extent.
I fuck with Cube. Easy was, I mean, like, and then you watch the movie, it's like, this nigga wasn't even really rapping his shit. Like,
that's true.
So, I don't know. I mean, yeah, neither. I mean, they both are important to music and hip-hop for sure. I just...
Yeah, they just two groups you didn't really fuck with.
Like, I didn't even really listen to Ice Cube other than It Was a Good Day. Like, I can't even tell you too many.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
I just... And
it's crazy because I never really...
I can't...
Yeah.
I can't name one song.
Dang.
Cream? Is that a Wu-Tang song?
Cream.
Is that a Wu-Tang song?
It is a Wu-Tang song.
All right, then Cream. That's all I got.
But it's funny because when I never really listened to like West Coast music unless it was like something on the radio until I moved out here, and someone gave me Chronic.
That shit slapped though.
Yeah, and that's when but that was it. Like I didn't even really dive too deep.
Yeah,
you know, until recently, like maybe the last 10 years, then it was like, you know, checking out DJ Quick shit.
Hard.
You know, yeah, exactly. Shit
DJ
like
Quick
that.
Was hard.
You know, and then just even listening to like you know, newer guys like producers in the game like Thundercat and shit
Slaps.
like that. You know, so
no, it's like I'm weird when it comes to music just in general because like obviously I'm from Oakland, but everybody gonna say the Bay, but like I genuinely love music, so I listen to like I'm a Jay-Z fan from Oakland, right?
Right.
So I listen to everybody big. I like DMX was like one of my favorites, and but Dre, Snoop, who else was coming out of LA? Like Mac 10, motherfucking MC Breed, like
shit, MC8,
like it's a bunch. Like I was like, it was cool,
yeah.
Like, but I wasn't like, oh, you heard the new, man, no.
Yeah, you were more of like you listen to more East Coast music or just
it's
Jay-Z?
just whatever. Like I don't know, everything is like if I catch a vibe, like like shit. One of my boys put me on fucking. I don't know if you ever heard of Cuckoo Cow.
Yeah, I've heard of Cuckoo Cow.
In my project,
in my projects,
like I just listen to who. Like if the shit is dope to me, it's like I don't give a fuck where you from.
Yeah, actually, it's funny because I downloaded in my projects online.
That shit slap.
And I had that shit on CD on like 4 different mixtapes because it had to be on every mix that I had to play.
So I'm one of them where like it didn't. I wasn't like regionally biased. It's just whatever was fucking like slapping at the time to me. Like that's what I was listening to. So like I be with my boys at the crib and they be like, "What the fuck is this?" And I'm like, "Nigga, don't worry about it. Like this is what I'm on. Like y'all can go and listen to whatever you want to listen to." And then, you know, everything kind of changed around the Bay once Mac Dre died. Yeah. I wasn't even a Mac Dre fan.
Did you listen to Andre Nicotina? Because he's out. Yeah, it's a dude from your side of town.
That's what I'm saying. So like, if it like after Mac Dre died, that's when I started listening. I'm like, I mean, like I've heard songs, but I wasn't like checking for Mac Dre.
Right.
Shit, he died when around the time the Black Album came out.
Was it 2001?
No. Like
I'm sorry.
04, 05.
I'm thinking of Blueprint. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Black Album, it was like 04, 05. It might even be 05, 06.
Like maybe 03, 04.
Nah, it was after that. Black Album.
Whatever. I was in junior college when Black Album came out. So, like, Mac Dre died around that time.
Yeah.
So, like...
Nah, actually, you might be right. Because I was in high school when Mac Dre, when that happened, and we were just bumping his shit.
Yeah, so I was late to the Mac Dre party, and then I started listening. I'm like, oh, this shit cool, but like, nah, like it wasn't. I wasn't checking for Mac Dre like that either. So,
man. All right, we're gonna get off the music here. The last one we're gonna do is loyalty or respect.
Loyalty for sure.
Yeah.
Shit, I got it. That's tatted on me.
Yeah.
Me and my boys, I tell everybody we a gang. I got the loyalty kanji on me, and we loyal fam. Like that's respect is so respect is mandatory, right? To me, for me, right? That come before almost anything. But in terms of the two, loyalty is so much. There's so much power behind being loyal. It's almost to a fault, right? So the way I'm going to explain it is going to make it sound like a bad thing, but like I just need people to really understand. Some people choose loyalty over love, right? I know people talk about love, and if you love somebody, right, like you will never do these things, right? Yeah. Which is bullshit. Right. Complete bullshit, right? People kill people that they love.
Yeah, all the time.
Right?
Yeah. That's why the first person they look at is,
right?
Relationships, parents, all that shit.
It's the people you love, right? Yeah. You love them so much, you're willing to take them from this earth because you can't either have them the way you want them or they hurt you and you love them. Yeah. So it triggers something. But when you are loyal to somebody, you never wrong them. You can't wrong them. Yeah. Right? You don't want to lose that whatever bond or chemistry that you have, right? So respect sits in a different stratosphere to me. Like it's not the same. It's not the same conversation, right?
It doesn't weigh the same.
Because I deal with, and it's funny because Nipsey was like, we got to change the way we deal with disrespect, right? And that cost him his life, right? Yeah. I can't change the way I deal with disrespect. Right. I can couture it to make it where I'm not acting impulsively, right? But my respect is mandatory. Yeah. I don't deal with disrespect well at all. Right. As a coach, as a teacher, as a man, right. I don't. So I instantly check that, like nah, we're not doing that. Right. Kids at my school, nah. Like, I'm not your parents. You're not gonna talk to me any kind of like referees. Right. All that goes out the window. So that's a different conversation. Right. But loyalty is unwavering. Right. Loyalty is unconditional. Like how we say love is, nah, what you're really talking about is loyalty. Right. You want unconditional loyalty because if you loyal to somebody, you might make mistakes. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but you never doing even in relationships, right? You're gonna make a mistake, but like if you're loyal to that person, you want to do everything possible to fix that. Yeah. Yeah. Everything. Like, look, I fucked up. Right. How can I? But yeah. So loyalty for sure. It's loyal fam forever.
Got you, man. Is that the squad?
Yeah.
You grew up with? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's dope. All right, man. I want to touch on UNLV just real quick. The season coming up. But I want to talk about it because I know you probably helped these kids at some time in their life playing ball because they have they got 3 Vegas cats, actually 4. One's a walk on, but they got 3 of them. DJ Thomas, who's going to be a freshman. And from what I understand, he's going to be the starting point guard this year. From what I understand,
possible.
I don't know if it is or not.
Possible.
Isaiah Cottrell, he transferred from West Virginia.
Should have never left, but go ahead.
And then Jalen Hill, who transferred from Oklahoma.
Right.
So how do you think? Yeah. How do you think? And let me shout out Nick Walters. I think he walked on. I don't know if you know him, but he played at Coronado. Okay. And then he went to CSN, so he walked on. Okay. Yeah. But they got several Vegas cats. But how do you think they're gonna do this year? Because everyone's talking about it. We got to keep talent at home, and I think here's several kids. It's not like we didn't have 3 kids from Vegas at one point, but right. I mean these kids are pretty solid basketball players out here.
So a few things, right? So I've coached DJ, trained DJ. Yeah. Been around him since he was in the 4th grade. Coached with his pops. Someone who I 100% respect as a coach, has great basketball knowledge, does a great job with developing kids. Yeah. For
those that don't know, his dad is D-Don Thomas, who was a point guard at UNLV, played under Tark.
Yeah, led the nation in assists one year, like monster as a player, and a monster as a coach too. Yeah. I've learned so much from him. He probably don't even know it, but one of the people I admire and look up to is in terms of just being a coach and even as a father. So ultimate respect to him. And I got to see DJ. I remember the first time I was in the gym with him. I'm thinking he's in the 6th grade and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, man, dude, like, he gonna be all right.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no, he's only in the 4th grade. I'm like, wait, what? Like, nah, there ain't no way. He was so much more advanced than everybody.
Yeah.
Jalen, I coached. He played for my club when I had my own club. Trained him for several years. Had Isaiah when he was 6th, 7th grade. Coached him, trained him. So it's super dope for me to say I played big or small part in all of their lives at some point. And to have them all at UNLV, I got to do it every time. But
rivalry.
Yeah, not really, but we kicked their ass a lot. But to have them all there together is super fire to see. I have to go to UNLV games.
Yeah,
begrudgingly.
We can pull up, man. We can pull up.
I'm gonna be wearing my Nevada jacket though. Just be clear. But it's super dope to see all 3 of them there. Hopefully everybody stays healthy. And I think they all bring something different to the table. I hope that, you know, all the holes that UNLV's been missing over the last few years to kind of get them over the hump, they can address those. I know, you know, DJ has a great basketball IQ. He can score the ball. He's a really good facilitator. He's a leader. Jalen is a really good defender. He's expanded his game on the offensive end. Isaiah has been polishing his game up. Hopefully he can stay healthy throughout this season because that's kind of been what's been keeping him off the floor.
Yeah.
So, you know, with all those pieces, I hope that they can put it together and just lose to Nevada only. But like I think they have what's required to make some noise and kind of get it going. You know, Jalen's there on a 1-year deal because he's in his post grad.
Yeah, this is it for him.
I can't remember Isaiah's situation.
I want to say he's a sophomore. But I think
he got to be a junior at least.
Probably, but
he should be a junior at least. But I mean, because everybody got the COVID year too, so I don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah.
Where he's at in terms of how many years left he has in terms of eligibility, but super skilled kid.
Yeah.
So hopefully, they can all put it together and give themselves a chance to be really, really good. But like I said.
Do you think they got what it takes to win the Mountain West?
Mountain West is tough, man.
It's tough, yeah, especially for UNLV.
It's tough, but I can't even say but. Not that it's top heavy, but they do have to go through San Diego State.
You got to go through San Diego State, man.
Which, you know, it's been hard to do for a lot of these teams playing in the Mountain West. I mean, in the Mountain West. So,
and it's hard to get that bid if you don't win the Mountain West.
You gotta win. You gotta win.
You know, it's not like it's a Power 5 conference.
Yeah,
so
unless you've just been beating the shit out of everybody and you're a top 25 team.
But even then, like, I don't feel like their schedule is strong enough to get that.
I haven't even seen it yet. So
they got Florida State. I'm gonna just say teams that I feel like they'd have to beat to even be considered something in the nation. Florida State, Dayton, Loyola Marymount, St. Mary's. That's gonna be a game they need to win. Creighton, that's a game they're gonna need to win.
Yeah.
So, but if they don't win the Mountain West, I don't think they'll make it to the tournament.
Yeah.
But
and that's what as someone who is a product of a mid-major, we understand what those games mean.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tough. It's a tough road, and as much as we talk about Power 5 schools, like Mountain West isn't a cakewalk.
No, it's not for sure. There's teams out here. I mean, you know,
I wish they would move Gonzaga to the Mountain West too, but
because they over there just fucking running over teams besides St. Mary's.
But you know, with the shift, I think at some point San Diego State's going to end up in the Pac-12.
Yeah, I think so too.
So that might open some doors for DJ and Isaiah if nothing can get going this year. But it's going to be an uphill battle. Yeah. But like I said, I think they have really good pieces. Yeah. I think Jalen had a really good year his last year at Oklahoma. It's tough being at a Power 5 school, right? And it takes time to figure the game out and kind of find yourself. So I think he found himself last year. Yeah. Especially with Reeves not being there, and it allowed him to get a few more shots up. Right. But he's always been really, really good defensively. And like I said, if Isaiah can stay healthy, I think he helps them a lot because he can shoot the ball. Yeah. He's a pretty skilled big. Mm-hmm. And if they put the ball in DJ's hands, he's proven he can. I mean, obviously at the high school level, but I think he's one of those kids where his game translates really well to college basketball. Yeah. Me and his dad had a conversation a couple years ago, and I don't know if I'm spilling the beans, but he was saying we're not preparing for high school or college. We're preparing for the next level. Yeah. So I think his approach over the last couple years has been. I mean, he bumped his name. Yeah, he's to forego his senior year of high school.
He's supposed to be in high school one more year.
So I think they might have it figured out. Yeah. So I think he's going to be ready coming in this year.
I'm excited to go to the games, man. Like
I'm not excited, but I'm going to go.
I haven't, obviously. I haven't been excited to see a UNLV game in a minute. Yeah. And, I think it's really just because of the kids, man, because I've seen them come up. DJ the most. Yeah. I saw him play. He came to the school I was coaching at in 6th grade, and he dominated. Yeah. And then at Liberty was dominant, so yeah. I personally think that it might take him a little bit, a few games, but I'm confident that he's going to figure it out pretty soon.
I think he'll be ready to go sooner than people think. Yeah. In terms of just like having it figured out. Yeah. What I try to explain to everybody is this: at the end of the day, at the very root, it's basketball. Yeah. And if you understand basketball, like you're gonna take some bumps here or there, but I think he's well adjusted to make that, like, bend that corner fairly quickly.
Yeah, and his maturity level on the court too is just with I've never seen a kid be in the gym as much as DJ. Cause like the dude was he was in the gym in school, and I'd leave work and go to Hoop City, and he's there, and then he's there after I leave. You know, so like I'd never seen that kid like not in the gym.
Yeah, he's my motto is the grind, right? And he encapsulates that probably more than any other kid that I've been around, with the exception of a few. But all of them. Yeah, Tyus is all of them coming up. Kamen and Brooke, the twins, they're coming up, and I think they've all kind of just committed to being, great.
Yeah, the dope thing is too is like, with D-Don, being a father and all that, and their coach. But I've never really seen him overdo it as a parent. Right. Like some parents do. You know what I'm saying? Like
parent coaches,
Yeah. Like he's really just he knows how to do it. Like if it's one parent that I don't give a fuck what he does, it's D-Don. Like he can do it. It's proven. You know what I'm saying?
What's funny is this is because there's always trepidation, right? When you're around coaches who coach their kids, it's like, oh, come on, man.
Exactly, that happens a lot.
So I remember DJ did something, right? Yeah. In the game. And D-Don went off. And it was he might have just like dribbled the ball off his foot.
Right.
And he went off on DJ.
Yeah.
Which I've seen other parents ignore all the mistakes their kids make.
Right.
And quickly jump on a kid that's not. So that was the first time I was like, damn, he's on him just as hard as he would be on any other kid.
Yeah.
He's not treating him any differently.
Right.
He's in his ass and he's in that kid. Like, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Yeah. Like, I get it. And not that he would coach him any harder.
Right.
But he would hold him to any other standard that he would hold any other kid in that West Coast
100%,
jersey.
man. 100%.
And so when I picked up on that, I was like, oh, yeah, like that kid's going to be okay because, one, he's not going to feel like he's above the rest of his team. My dad coaches and owns this program. He's not that kid.
Right.
He's like, nah, he's on my shit too. Like
100%, man. I've seen it.
I can't make a mistake and he just be like, it's okay.
Right.
Nah, he might be on me 1,000 times more because I am his kid and he feels like I should know better. Like it was that opposed to, and trust me, I've seen it. I've seen it recently of a dad coaching their kid and blindly like letting shit slide. And as soon as another kid does something down their throat.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that kid just did the same.
Yeah.
Actually less than what your kid did.
Yeah.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was okay.
The thing that I love too is seeing like how hard DJ works, you know, and his dad's always there with him.
Yeah.
But just seeing how hard DJ works, and you could tell like the passion is really within. You know, sometimes parents want it more for their kids, but like you could tell like it's like the level of passion for both of them is right. Equal. It's neck and neck, man.
Yeah.
So
I don't think D-Don wants it more than DJ, and I don't think, you know, DJ doesn't want it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's dope. I've never seen it before, man. Yeah. So like, and
they're all like that. Like
all of them.
Tyus is like that, and what I'm telling people now, Tyus is different.
Yeah. Oh, I knew he was different, man. I can't wait to see him this year too in high school.
Hey. Yeah. He's different.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm excited,
man. There's two more coming right behind him with Kamen and Brooke. And they're both finding their way too, but it's a cool family dynamic to see. Yeah. And like I said, I have nothing but love and respect for all of them.
Same.
That's a dope unit.
Yeah, I believe it, man. I hope they do it. I hope they get to the league. All right, man. Before we let you go, just a couple more questions, man. 3 people you have dinner with, dead or alive.
3 people I would have dinner with, dead or alive.
Yeah.
I think the first person, I don't know, man. Like I'm weird, bro. Like
it's even better. That means the dinner is gonna be like diverse.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I would love to be able to sit down with Jay-Z just because I think it's just gonna be people I would have like. I would love to sit down with Jay-Z. Yeah. I don't know why, but like that's somebody I followed like a big portion of my life, I think.
Yeah. Big influence.
Yeah, big influence on my life. I would probably sit down with the Dream and just talk basketball.
Yeah. And that'd be kind of dope, man.
Yeah. I just want to have a conversation and just like how we're doing and just be like, bro, like what were you thinking and like how did you like I don't know. I just feel like that's a conversation I want to have.
And I think Hov would like that too, though. Low key, I think he'd have a lot of questions about that too.
And then the last person.
It's a tough question, man.
Yeah, it's a hard one because, like, it's a hard one for me because it's not too many people that I want to talk to. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of like people who I would really like want to sit down and like pick their brain. Yeah. Because I think like that's more. It would be me more. I think it'll be me talking more than them. Yeah. Which is like pointless because I'm trying to gain information. But like even if they say yes to a question that I have, like that'll give me so much insight. Yeah. So I don't know.
This is crazy. But Jay-Z and Hakeem
that's pretty diverse, right?
Yeah, that's a solid two, man.
Maybe
I think the conversation there'd be a big conversation just with y'all three, to be honest.
Let me holler at Jesus for a minute. Like
throw Jesus on there.
27-year-old Jesus.
Yeah. Got you.
Like 27-year-old, maybe not even 27. Give me like 19-year-old Jesus.
Man, you already know he probably had it cracking, man.
At 19 though, you still got to figure out life, bro.
Yeah.
Like you don't know, he couldn't have known who he was at 19.
Nah, you think he had bitches?
You don't want to know what I think. I think you ever seen that
I
thing
always
when
think about this shit.
you ever seen that thing when they was like Jesus as a kid, like a real like 5-year-old?
Nah, I never.
And he fucking with some shit and they be like, stop. And he look at you like, bitch, like how little kids are, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like he had to, not that he lived a normal life, but he had to be a kid. He was a kid.
Yeah.
And kids do shit where you be like, hey, you get your ass from over there. Yeah. What you doing? Climbing on the
But he was cool with everybody. Like he was cool with prostitutes. He was cool with
I'm just saying, so, I'm looking at like this is the weirdness in me. Yeah. I'm looking at the man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm just looking at a 19-year-old kid who like feeling themselves, chest poked out, like, all right, mom.
Exactly. Right, that's how I think he was, man.
All right, Joseph's like, hey, I'm up out of here.
Yeah.
Like, don't talk to me like that no more.
Because
like,
I really think the way that, like, he's portrayed, I feel like there's another side of him.
100%.
That's like more of like us. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. There's no way.
I don't even want to go down a religious road, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like we only get the good parts.
That's what I'm saying, man. That's why I like the answer. Like, bring him in the table and let's talk to him about
19 though. I need him like 19 to like 23, where he like he's looking at the world for real. Not at the end where he know what's coming. Like, where it's still like, oh shit, now I'm gonna live to be 1,000. What y'all talking about? Like, oh shit, nah.
Like just the story they say that he made water in the wine. Like, come on, bro. You tell me that sounds like someone that likes to turn the fuck up.
Yeah, bro. Like he was like, we finna drink. What y'all?
He's like,
we cool.
We had no alcohol.
Yeah, like,
hold on,
I'm gonna be right back. Don't go nowhere. I got it. Man. So yeah, like a 19 to 23-year-old Jesus.
I fuck with that, man.
Let's put him in there.
I fuck with that. That's a good one. Jay-Z, The Dream, and Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm. All right. You're starting 5, but you're playing with him.
I'm playing?
Yeah.
I'm at the 3-4. So obviously at center, Dream's going at the 5 for me.
Okay.
Point guard. Who gonna pass me the ball? Because I'm selfish. Like, I want the rock.
Yeah.
So who gonna give me the ball? Magic's gonna give me the ball because I like to run. So he gonna push that bitch in transition. Yeah. So Magic is my point guard.
He definitely pushes the ball. All right.
If we need a bucket, I'm gonna put Mac at the 2. I know everybody's like, Jordan. I don't give a fuck.
It's your starting 5. If Jordan was on your team, you probably wouldn't see the ball at all.
I wouldn't get no touches. Now, not that Mac averaged a lot of assists either.
Right, but still,
I'd rather play with my favorite player. Yeah. So Magic, Mac at the 3. I'm gonna put Bron.
Mm-hmm.
Me at the 4, Dream at the
5. That's dope.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and all of y'all are like 6'5" and up.
Yeah,
How tall is T-Mac? 6'5"? He's like 6'6"?
Mac's like 6'8", 6'9".
Oh, damn. So all of y'all are like 6'7" and up.
Yeah.
The shortest might be LeBron, right?
No, Bron 6'8". Magic, Magic was 6'9". T-Mac like 6'8", 6'7", 6'8". Dream 7 foot. We all long, athletic. We all can pass that bitch. Like, no, I can't remember too many dimes from T-Mac, but everybody else can
at least
he can
shoot the 3 though. You got somebody who can shoot the 3.
Me, Magic, and Dream could defend.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we'll win some games. We'll go like 54 and whatever the other side of the map is.
To reach 82.
Whatever the other side of the map.
I don't even know it is 54.
Yeah, we'll win 54 games though.
54 and 28.
Yeah.
Quick math. All right, Shay, Coach Shay.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I appreciate you coming down.
Sure.
I know it took a little bit. I had to like organize some of the guests to schedule it, but
it's only perfect timing.
Yeah, exactly. It's only perfect timing. But I do want to say, for what you do for the city of Las Vegas, let me give you flowers. It's great for you to be here for the kids. Like, you know, just coaching them and not really giving a fuck much more than just developing them as kids and giving them the opportunity. Because I've seen many coaches around the city that, you know, a lot of it's just for them. Mm-hmm. And just being as real as possible. I know, like, we coached earlier at Foothill for a little bit. It was kind of spotty. Like, we helped each other. You had different teams. Yeah. But it was kind of spotty. But when we got to the Storm, like, I learned a lot just from, you know, different perspective of the game. Obviously, you've played at a super high level. So I was able to learn a lot from that. But what you do for the city, bro, is big. You're not even from here. You know what I mean? Like, you could easily just went back home and do it there. But Vegas being, in my opinion, a secret hoop town. I feel like we got hoopers here.
It's starting to turn up for sure.
Yeah, and I don't think we get much credit for it. But I definitely think you could be at the base and the foundation for a lot of that. So I hope more people that are listening to this, especially the younger kids, really get a lot out of it. But anytime that you want to come through, man, and just chop it up, and man, we could talk shit. We could talk about what's going on in the league. We could talk about what's going on in high school sports. But I appreciate it. And before I let you go, I want you to give me somebody that you want to see on my show.
Okay.
But you got to help me get them on here.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I will say this. I do think having D-Don on would be
I'd love
a good
that.
one.
I definitely would love to chop it up with him. I didn't really get much time to chop it up with, even though I was around him for many years, but I never really got like a chance to sit down because I was always working with the girls. But I'd love that.
So that would probably be the first person I think of.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're familiar with Jamar Clark, but he's another good guy that's been. He runs the PFB program.
Okay.
He's another one of those dudes he's a Vegas guy.
Yeah.
And you know, built his own grassroots program and like put some kids on the map. And then, like we were saying earlier, definitely get some kids in here that can get down. So, you know, I'm always gonna shout Jalen out and DJ and Isaiah and Desiree. That's also at UNLV. I think she'll be a good one.
Senior this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
She'll be a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, no shit. I gotta help him get on. I mean, I could shoot some texts.
Yeah, no, we can start with D-Don, man, for sure, because you know he's definitely like a legend out here, man. You know what I mean? So I would love to have him on.
Yeah, no, that'll be a dope show. Yeah, that'll for sure be a dope one. But
hell
yeah, let's try for D-Don, get your ass in here.
Yeah, man, you already know what it is.
He antisocial, so you know we both like to live in our bubble, but I think he'll be a good one to have on.
Well, shit, man, it's just us two in here, so you know,
well, shit, he'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Shay, again, appreciate you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
And for everybody here, we'll see you guys next week, man. Peace.